to wake you up.
I'm good, man.
Are you sure?
Nope. No, I'm not. Phenomenal time last night. Our guy, the guy, friend of the show,
Lost.
didn't lose. I mean, lost. But didn't just lose.
The conglomerate lost. So, I mean,
he said,
conglomeration, whatever.
Orange Cassidy did. My goal is to not get gored by a guy wearing horns. He failed at that. He got wrecked.
He did Matador for a while, though.
Yeah, that's true too. But my guy got wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. But it was still pretty rad to start a friend of the show chant with the fellas last night. We did get a friend of the show's chant started. There were 5 or 6 people behind us that joined in on the chant. Relatively sure they had no idea why we were starting a friend of the show chant, but they were on board with it. For Orange Cassidy, for Chris Statlander, both friends of the show.
Dude, you're in trouble.
Why?
Because your voice right now, you got 4 today now, and then 3 later, or is 4 later?
Oh, it's 4 later.
4 later. So,
8 hours of live radio today. As I will be on the show on Wire to Wire without Cole Bryson today, but with the real Diesel.
Maybe gargle your entire way through the cow pastures and things to get to where you're going, your destination. Maybe you'll have a little voice, by the time you get there.
I'm looking forward to this evening's festivities. I'm looking forward to being out there. I was informed yesterday.
Were you informed that if the wind is just right, you can smell cow patties?
I've been there before. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
All right. I'm going to stop for now.
For now. Give him 3 minutes. He'll be back. Tonight, Wire to Wire with Cole Bryson and Diesel, without Cole Bryson, with Rob Brown. We'll be live from Clemson. We'll be out there for camp. The Carolina Panther Fan Fest. Carolina Panther Fan Fest taking place this evening out at Clemson. There will be an event at Littlejohn Coliseum, as there was the last couple of years running out at Walford on Fan Fest Day. That will be at Littlejohn. And then at Memorial Stadium at 6:30, they'll run a practice. And it's open practice. You can go in and watch the fellas put on the shoulder pads and the helmets and pitter-patter, let's get at her. Let's have some fun. I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. It's going to be a blast. Tonight is going to be a blast. I was informed last night that one of our scheduled guests is Steve Smith. Steve Smith Sr. going to come by the show tonight. Pretty pumped about that. I'm pumped because.
Sorry, I saw something trending.
Yeah, no, I saw you. You got triggered there for a second.
I'm not going to use it, so I'm just going to say it's Hose for Harris.
Someone take Lonzo's computer away. Someone take Lonzo's computer away right now.
I mean, I want to click on it. I do to see.
Do it. See what happens. What's the worst that happens?
It's trending. I'm clicking on it. Oh man, it moved. There we go.
What's the worst that happens? How bad could it be on your work computer? Steve Smith Sr. coming by the show tonight. I'm very much looking forward to that. And you better believe.
Oh, I already saw all that stuff. Okay.
You better believe that I'm going to mention to Steve Smith that I really disliked him for a very long time as a Saints fan. And I think the numero uno question for me is going to be, what is your bleep talk strategy? Like, what's your bleep talking strategy? Because there's got to be some approach that you have. There's got to be like some level of preparation in the way that you talk on the football field. And I don't know, has there been a better talker in the game than Steve Smith? I don't want to say has there been a better one. I'm sure there have been better ones. Has there ever been a more notorious talker than Steve Smith? I don't think so. And I feel like I have to ask him that, right? Like, as a Saints fan, I watched you get in physical altercations with my guys. What did you say to trigger them? What did you say to get opponents to get to the point that they would want to throw hands with you? Because I have to imagine that Steve Smith treats his talk the way that like a stand-up comedian preps a routine, right? Like I've never done full stand-up. I did in my younger and more formidable days. I did like open mic nights because there was a point in my life where I'm like, I'm going to try stand-up comedy. I think there's a point in most people's life in this industry that they want to try stand-up comedy. All right. So I thought, let me give this.
I'll stick to this. I don't want to stand in front of people and talk. So no.
I don't want to look at you when I talk. I can't see people when I talk. I tried it once, and I will tell you, lesson number one is you can't wing it. All right. Like, I thought I could wing it. I was like, I'll go in there. I'll do my Jerry Seinfeld thing. I'll just talk observant. Hey, isn't it crazy how? And just do something like that. I'll riff with the crowd. I did one open mic night. It was one of the worst experiences of my life. You can't wing it.
You should have, you know who could wing it, and you should have used his method is Don Rickles. So just make fun of everybody in the place.
Here's the problem. You have got to have some level of rapport with the audience to pull that off. I've watched guys go up there and think that they're just going to like make fun of the people in the crowd and it's going to go over great. And one of two things inevitably happens. Thing number one is they go up there thinking they're just going to riff on the crowd, and the crowd turns on them so fast they never have a chance to get off the ground. Because if you don't build up some level of rapport with the crowd first so that they know you're funny and this is all jokes, then you just go out there and you look like a joke and a jerk. And once you've done that long enough that you're kind of known, then you can come out and put the audience on blast from the start, from the first minute. You got to build that up, though. Or number two, you come out there, you start making fun of the audience, and I've seen this one happen, and it's glorious. Somebody in the audience is funnier than you. That starts firing back, right? Somebody in the audience starts hitting you back, and they're funnier than the comedian. And when you know it, all of the sudden, the comedian's in the green room getting his $50 and never being heard from again. So my thought is, as somebody who gave a very, very, very short-lived stand-up comedy career ago once, there's a strategy to it. And I talked with guys who did it, like they do it. They travel, they go to bars and whatnot. And they all said the same thing. A great comedian makes you feel as if he's just riffing, he's just telling jokes. But the greatest comedians know every word they're going to say, why they're going to say it. They have an intent and a purpose until it's crowd work time. And that's why so few comedians do crowd work. And certainly even fewer are good at it. Because when you do crowd work, you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen. So most guys go up there and there's a script. They have a plan. They know the words they're going to say and why. And I have to work on the assumption. That when you are going to go out there and talk to other football players, you kind of got an idea of what you're going to say, right? Like you got something for every dude on the other side of the football field.
So you don't think this is, and I hate to say this, but I'm going to anyway, short man syndrome?
No, I think Steve Smith was one of the.
He's a shorter receiver as far as that goes, and so I think it's low hanging fruit, as they say.
I think Steve Smith. I think Steve Smith is just. There are some guys that are just good at talking, and I think Steve Smith's one. Short man syndrome. Which, by the way, you leave my short kings alone, okay? It's short king summer out here in 2024.
The heck does that mean?
Leave my short kings alone.
What have you been walking around with a bunch of short people?
I'm tired. It is unnecessary to beat up on short people for being short.
You spent time downstairs, didn't you?
No, I did not.
Although there's two people downstairs that are taller than both of us. So, I mean, yeah.
I'm trying to think if anybody up here is.
No.
I don't think so. I think
maybe
I'm the tallest
equal?
guy upstairs.
Maybe equal.
There's one that's close, but I think I got him by an inch or two.
Probably.
Doesn't matter. Leave my short kings alone, okay? Leave them alone. So I'm gonna go Steve Smith Sr. When he went into games, especially like rivalry games, all right? Saints Falcons. Steve Smith Sr. was absolutely a cat that had something for everybody he knew he was going to end up 1v1 with. He had something for Roman Harper when they played New Orleans, right?
For sure. You're not wearing that shirt, are you?
No.
Okay, because he'll definitely make fun of your shirt. I'm just saying.
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm willing to put some money on that.
Now I want to wear it.
Yeah, because I absolutely think the first thing he'll do when he sits down.
You all just heard Lonzo say he's willing to put money on it.
I didn't say a whole lot. I didn't say a whole lot.
Doesn't matter. You said you're willing to put money on it.
Oh, I am.
I'm tempted to take you up on that now.
You can't because it's a station function. And you need to wear the uniform.
I feel like if I have a bet on it and we're making it a segment, we're fine.
Oh, I don't think so.
I think we can make it's a gimmick now. It's a gimmick now. We'll see. We'll see. I may or may not.
You can wear a fan t-shirt under it and just take the shirt off after he makes fun of you.
If he makes fun of me.
Right? I don't think Diesel will allow you to sit down next to him with that. I mean, it's a beautiful shirt. It's good.
I look great.
I
agree.
You can see it too if you check it out on stream. It's bright.
Facebook.com/The Fan Upstate, The Fan Upstate on YouTube, The Rob Brown Show on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch.
Steve Smith has turned into something I never thought I would see. Him on sidelines, him doing all these different things. Because he's a character, but I always took him as an angry character. Not as we have proof that he's been angry a time or two. So I always took him as that, but he looks like he's having a good time. But he also looks like that he's making fun of everybody while he's doing it, at least in his mind. You can see it in his eyes.
I think he's just one of those guys. I don't think it has anything to do with being short or being any kind of way. I think he's just one of those dudes that lives his life enjoying antagonizing people, right? I think I just think that's his thing. He just enjoy, and he's good at it. He wasn't good. Steve Smith Sr. was one of the best at it. And I'm interested to talk to him about it. Because I'm not a bleep talker myself. I'm not, all right. I'm kind, I'm compassionate. I'm loving, I'm respectful. I don't run my mouth. I don't run smack at people. But I'd like to try. Do you think Steve Smith Sr. will give me a couple of pointers?
Here's what you do when you ask him. You probably won't listen to me because you usually don't. But here's what you should, when you ask him about his smack talking, could you ask him to teach you how to talk smack to Diesel? I mean, he's going to be sitting right there, and no better person to practice on than the Immaculate Beard. I mean,
here's the issue I have. To me, if I'm going to talk, it's because talking is kind of fun. All right. It's just fun. It's fun. That's how the boys work. All right. I'll be with the fellas all weekend. We're doing the bachelor party in the ATL. I'm leaving after Panther practice tonight. I'll be driving to the ATL to spend the next couple of days with the fellas. And you better believe we got I think 8-9 of us in an Airbnb just outside of Truist. You better believe the amount of that's going to get talked in that Airbnb is going to be out of control. But that's fun. That's with the boys. I think, and I could be wrong, I think Diesel would become ruthless, right? I don't think Diesel would know where the line is where it's like harmless fun talk versus I'm going to hurt your feelings intentionally now. And that's the line.
Yeah, we both seen that. You're right.
Yeah.
You probably shouldn't do that.
He's the cat that like he
can go easy listening to
Yeah.
hardcore metal in like seconds.
like I couldn't. I would be afraid of getting into a bleep talking contest with Diesel because, you know, like there's a line where when you're with the fellas and you're talking smack to each other back and forth, like there's a line you're not going to cross, right? Like you can have some fun with it, but there's a line that you're like, I'm not going to cross that line. And I feel like that wouldn't be the case for him at all. I feel like he's going to win the bleep talking contest. He's going to win it no matter what it takes or how bad you feel when he's done, for sure. All right, we got a show lined up for you today. Coming up on the radio program, the return of Rashad Beard. He was in Vegas last week, so it makes a lot of sense why he was unavailable in the morning to join us.
Yeah, because we know the old saying that's probably true. I haven't been there, you have, and there's probably things that you wouldn't talk about from Vegas. So, I mean, maybe we can get him to talk about it.
We'll find out. Rashad Beard rejoins the show today.
He was scouting the Raiders. That's what he was doing.
That might have been it. We will talk to him. We're going to talk a lot of Carolina Panthers today, obviously, as we get set for FanFest. Coming up tonight, we will talk with Rashad Beard at 8:40. Lonzo and I are going to break down the Panthers schedule, tell you what we like and don't like throughout the season, biggest games, most important games, trap games, potential upsets, etc., all coming down the pipe. It is Thursday, and you know what that means. It's Fight Club coming up at 9:20, and we got plenty to talk about, especially considering we talked to Orange Cassidy right there in this chair just a couple of days ago, and last night, All Elite Wrestling in Greenville got to watch OC. It went bad for him. So we'll talk Fight Club at 9:20. All that more coming up on the Rob Brown Show in the Fan Upstate. I opened Twitter and was trying to find out why Samantha Irvin was trending, and now I know.
Yeah.
Now I know.
I should go ahead and mark that off.
I'll talk about it every break.
No.
Every break.
You know, I looked up hoes for Harris, nothing. Samantha is, and I clicked on that. I was like, oh no, that will get me in trouble. The hose for Harris will not. It was just the twerkers again. But
twerkers.
Have you seen the twerkers?
The blue collar twerkers of this country.
No, she's got at one of her rallies.
Oh yeah, Megan Thee Stallion.
Was that who it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got to connect with Gen X if you want to win, bro.
Samantha Irvin wants to get fired. You don't think so? You don't think she doesn't want to get fired so she can go with Ricochet?
Nah.
I
think Samantha Irvin is a hot chick who gets validation by posting herself.
I mean,
on social media.
I get this is under a different regime, but remember what happened to Mandy Rose.
Yeah, but a little bit different between what Samantha did and what Mandy did.
I'll take your word for it because I
you can
because I don't know.
You can. Yes, I did. I was so happy. Like a kid in a candy shop watching it. I was so happy.
Okay. All right. I'm like, well, why did he just? Oh, he's still talking about that. Okay. All right.
Deadpool?
Oh no! I thought you went.
Not Mandy Rose's OnlyFans.
Dude, you didn't. There was no. You
I was responding to April. She said, "Did you make?"
Yeah, but you should probably throw that in there before because you just suddenly went all and we were talking about Mandy Rose. I'm just saying.
April asked if I made it to the movie yesterday. The answer was yes. I was like, "Ask her it. I'm going." And
all right. So did he live up to what you wanted?
Yes. It was a fine portrayal of a variant Gambit in a Deadpool movie.
All right. So here's the thing. You know, I held on to that for days, never even hinted at it.
Yeah, and it's a very appreciated.
Because I didn't want. I was trying to get you to go though.
Joey B was with us last night at the wrestling show, and he goes, I know you sometimes kind of ham up your emotions on the radio for the show. He goes, I think you were genuinely angry about that. And I was like, yeah, I was. Yeah, I absolutely was.
All the other cameos are really good too, especially the person who he supposedly has beef with all that time, who has said it was just a joke and a troll. I don't know if it was or not, but if it was, it's lasted for decades and it's hilarious that they didn't like each other.
I thought genuinely it was great.
It has the best story and the most heart of any Marvel stories since Endgame.
Completely.
I mean, as far emotionally, I thought it was really, if you get rid of all the gags and the language and stuff underneath, it was a very good story.
And that
you come out, it's when you come out going, that was good. I really want to talk about it, but I'm not going to ruin it for the next person in line.
Yep. Yeah, I very much enjoyed it. I really did. You all have till next Friday to see it before we can talk about it.
It's a good call, Lester. I mean, sometimes it's better to just not talk, but in your head, you could say whatever you want.
Rashad Beer coming up at 8:40, Fight Club at 9:20. So while I am very much enjoying the women's 4x200 meter freestyle relay, and I look forward to seeing hopefully the Americans pick up another medal here. Although the Aussies,
they're doing those camera angles on purpose. You know they are.
What do you mean? Showing how far behind we are?
No,
well, we're not in this.
Showing the behinds.
I mean, they're in skin tight swimsuits. I don't know what else you're supposed to do.
I know. The director's like, yeah, that's a good angle. Let's go with that.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's any less. How do I want to phrase it? Skin tight when you show from the front. You know.
But
it's a compressed human body. What do you want? What do you want?
Directly behind you could like show down the line all the people waiting to jump.
Then you just got a row of butts. You just get all the butts.
Not if you do it from a.
Show that. What do you show? Their feet? That's weird for so many people too.
Yeah, no.
Rex Ryan will be losing his mind.
A hip angle. I mean,
a hip angle.
Yeah, hip angle.
Yeah, I don't see these elite level athletes and immediately run to butts like Lonzo does.
Dude,
all right.
You look every time I look up, it's a different butt up in the screen. They're doing that on purpose.
The Australians are out front in the women's 4x200 meter relay right now. But I'll tell you what I do need, Zoe. And I don't know if it is a possibility, but we need to look because do you know what just started? Do you know what's underway today? Do you know what we are playing right now in Paris? Olympic golf has just went tee. We're underway. Olympic golf is here, boys. Been waiting. So now we got to, I really hope somebody's carrying Olympic golf. Cause it's Scotty Scheffler said, my goal for this event is to just go out there and have fun. Scotty Scheffler's winning this thing by 10 strokes. It's just, you can mark it down. It's official. Scotty Scheffler is about to get it done.
All right, you couldn't handle all that back in your face, so here you go. We got golf.
Yay! Matsuyama Hideki representing Japan, 6 under through 10. That's a good start for the young man from Japan. I love that. It's on Peacock right now for those of you that are at the house and maybe can't find it. It's on Peacock.
Well, I got it on E.
On E?
Yeah.
Genuinely? Is that what channel this is on?
Yeah.
Wild.
He's carrying stuff. I usually don't put it on there because of the commercials.
There's,
but, I mean.
The Louvre. I've been to the Louvre, actually.
Have you?
Yeah, I have.
Is this when you were a young child?
Knee high to a grasshopper. Yes. No, I was 15, 14, 15.
Ooh, European vacation.
Kind of. The fam went. We did London, Paris, Lucerne, Switzerland, Munich, Germany, back to London. And I'm going to tell you right now, I want to go back to Paris as a grown-up so bad. I want to go back to Paris as a grown-up so bad.
You just quoted a song called Pop Music. I don't know if you knew that. But
I don't think I did know that.
Yes.
I want to. The words are, I want to go back to Paris as a grown-up
New
so bad.
York, London, Paris. Yeah. Anyway. Could have swore he was in the front row last night. You haven't seen the TV part, but on the aisle for AEW, there's a guy with the same hair color, had a little bit of a look to him.
Oh, there were a couple of dudes rocking the Bleach Blonde is back between Joe Hendry and Joe Burrow. If your name's Joe, I think you've got to go Bleach Blonde 2003 Eminem now. I think you just have to do it.
Joey B's not on here yet. Is that a look for him since his name's Joe?
I mean, I feel like I can make the joke because Joey B is an actual friend of mine, but let's just say no and leave it at that, shall we?
I've only seen him once. What, does he have no hair? Is that why? Is that why? I would never do that on purpose.
That's correct. That's correct. Olympic golf underway, live from Paris. Really, I'm excited. I'm excited. I love the golf as it is.
All of the events, this is the thing
this is
you're
what
excited
I'm
about.
very jazzed about.
I've just changed it for you. I would rather watch
it.
the swimming relay. But
what event was happening?
The swimming relay.
No, which one? There's 22 relays. Which one was it?
The one that was on TV.
Matisz Schmid from Germany, 5 under through 13.
All I
Matsuyama,
don't see any Americans, dude. I mean, you know why?
Because they just got done.
Okay.
Let's see. Scotty Scheffler's out there, 2 under through 8. Jason Day from Aussie.
I'm not doing it because I don't want to watch a bunch of non-Americans play golf.
Xander Schauffele even through 2. Colin Morikawa even through 1.
There we go. There's some USA.
Not Bryson DeChambeau, though. Wyndham Clark, 2 over. Wyndham! Come on, man. 2 over through 10. You're the only American above par right now? See, this is why we wanted Bryson DeChambeau. No disrespect to Wyndham Clark, but like he's the weak link of this team. He just is. Y'all know I can't stand the LIV Tour. I don't think the LIV Tour should exist. I think we should get rid of the LIV Tour, but not sending Bryson was a joke, man.
Why are they not wearing like Olympic uniforms? They're just wearing the regular clothes.
I don't know. I didn't get put in charge.
That's not.
Well, he is. He's got his Colombia shirt on. I think a lot of them are. I think there's just that they're like, they've got their countries on a polo. Like you can't spice it up too much.
Golf just doesn't say Olympics to me.
Why? It's one of the few sports that literally are worldwide. Everybody golfs. You cannot go anywhere without being close to a golf course.
Throw some rugby up there. I mean,
they literally already did that.
Yeah, and I enjoyed watching.
The women won. The American women won bronze, and it was spectacular.
Well, now I'm going to have to pay attention to the show.
Now you have to pay attention to the show. Welcome. Great to have you.
Instead of the TV, because I don't want to watch this. No Americans up there.
There are 3 Americans in this tournament. Scotty Scheffler is tied for 8th place right now.
Wow.
Like
8th place.
There's 4 days of this.
Wow.
Yeah, 4 days, 4 rounds.
There's a reason why it's on E.
Yeah, because okay, whatever. I'm done with you. I'm done with you for this segment, but only for this segment. Because we got to talk Panther stuff.
I go home. Or at least go in there.
No, you're off tomorrow. What are you talking about?
No, I'm not. You're not funny.
I'm a little funny. All right. So we got the Olympics going on right now. We'll do a check-in later. We'll do a check-in on the Olympic leaderboard later as item number 3 of the water cooler cheat sheet was, and shall remain through the duration of the Summer Games in Paris, France. A medal count. Americans still at the top of the medal count, still nowhere near the top of the gold medal count. So let me ask you this question. I thought about this yesterday while I was bringing up the medal count. I should have asked it on yesterday's show. I'll ask it on today. Screw it. We're here. Do you have if I said right now, the Americans would check in like 4th overall in the medal count, but would dominate in total number of golds, right? Like if we ended with, 50 medals, China ended with 60, France with 57, whatever, and we ended with 50, but we had like 20 more gold medals than anybody else. Would you prefer that? Or would you prefer having the top overall medal count, but we trail in gold medals to other countries?
I think historically that's what it's been. I think there are a lot of times, especially recently, where we don't win the gold medal count. So I think that would be the norm. So I'm okay with that.
So just win the medal count overall. You don't care if it's.
I know it goes against your narrative for me, where it's all about the championships. But yeah, I think
it's my narrative for you. That's you.
Well, that's in football,
and by the way, that's you. Just own it. You're good with it. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's. I'm not denying it. That's why I said it went against the narrative. I didn't say your narrative. I guess it's my narrative too. No, I'm okay with winning the overall medal count. Because you got 3 shots, and if you get, say you get a silver and a bronze each time, no, you didn't win the big one, but it adds up.
In 2020, we won the overall medal count. We had 113 medals. Next up was China with 89. Japan, nope, excuse me, that's for gold. Look for overall. 113 was the overall win. China had 89. Russia, although they weren't Russians, Russian Olympic Committee had 71. 64 for Great Britain was the top 4. But we did win the gold medal count. We had 39 gold medals. China had 38. So we did win both in 2020. Let's go. You know what? Just because at this point I'm curious. 2016, we did the same thing. 121. Next closest was 70 medals overall for China. We had 46 golds. Next closest in the gold medal count was Great Britain with 27.
I'm really excited that I'm wrong about this. It's cool.
Screw it. Just do it both. Win the overall and the most golds. USA. Colin Markauer misses a birdie putt that would have put him back to even par. He'll tap it in to remain 1 over through 4 at this point. I'll update you. Listen, I'm watching golf this morning, all right? Do you know how great it is that it's 6:33 in the morning, and not just am I watching golf, but I'm watching the most high-stakes golf ever?
I'd rather watch equestrian.
I don't know what to say to you right now. I don't know how to handle this. I don't know what to say to you.
Don't say anything and just go to break.
Olympic golf is amazing. We're going to talk more about it. It's my favorite thing. In fact, entire 7 to 8 o'clock hour, I'm just live play-by-playing Olympic golf just for Lonzo.
He's not.
I'd rather watch dancing horses. Come on, man. Come on. I kind of want that shirt.
That guy's in the weeds.
It's the rough, not the weeds.
Oh no, those were weeds. Come on, those were weeds. Those weren't even. Look. That's not even wildflowers. Those are weeds, dude.
Back after this on the Rob Brown Show in the Fan Upstate.
Come on, you got to admit. I mean, that's not rough. Do they not have out of bounds in the Olympic golf? I mean, I don't know. You could have been out there duck hunting.
Well, just got the text from Rashad. He is unfortunately not going to be able to make it today.
What'd you do, man?
He said he's got to go into the office.
Well, he has been on vacation for a month, so. I think he's extremely busy because camp is there and he can go every day.
Well, he's also got a real job.
He does.
Which is important.
Spy work is busy work.
the back of southbound I-85 at Hyatt Street as well. You have construction there on the right lane. See any delays there either side of the roadway. From the News South 98.9 WRD Traffic Center, I'm Lloyd Houston on the Fan, upstate.
Experience a night of indulgence with bourbon and bacon.
I'm not anti-beach volleyball, Wesley. I am anti-golf, though. But, you know, he wants to watch it, so. I'm also accommodating and nice. Didn't you notice? With St. Anne's bow to the whims of the talent.
This is all golf the rest of the ride.
At least his shirt is red enough that you can tell it's a USA shirt. I mean, you know.
I really want one, actually.
Yeah.
Buy U.S. golf.
It's very Ohio State red. I'm just, you know, it has a scarlet tint to it.
Wait.
We're not having another Mandy Rose moment, are we?
No.
This is something totally different,
No.
right? Oh,
Look
okay.
at those. Are you kidding me? Look at that beaut.
That looks a lot like what I'm wearing Saturday night, except no flags. Tried on the ascot yesterday.
And
I had to watch an English gentleman on YouTube teaching you how to tie. Like you would know. Would you know how to
nope,
tie?
I've never worn an ascot.
There are many different methods.
Holy crap.
Oh, that's nice.
Why are we not wearing that?
That is really nice. Yes.
That's so obnoxious, and I love it.
Just like tying a tie, there are many ways to tie an ascot. Unfortunately, my neck is really large. So the simplest way is the only way that I can do it.
Somebody stop me from buying this $27 polo right now.
Xbox called and said you shouldn't do it.
You just stopped me from buying that shirt. No, horse racing's dumb. Oh, these are spectacular.
Jacob wants to know if your shirt came from Target.
It did. It sure did. Nope. That's a lie. This one came from Old Navy. And they're on sale. They were like $17. I got like 4 of them.
Wow, Rob in an Old Navy store.
My white
never
floor-
saw that happening.
I love Old Navy.
Yes, we know.
My white one with the wildflowers on it, also from Old Navy.
Dude, you're a walking Old Navy commercial. Of course you're going to. You are. You are.
I have like 4 Old Navy shirts.
Yeah, guys of my size can't go in Old Navy. They won't let us in the door.
Yeah, they can. They have these in like triple XLs.
Do they really?
Yes. You want one? I'll get you one. You want a Hawaiian shirt? I'll get you an Andy Reid shirt. The Rob Brown Show continues. It's the Fan Upstate. Rob Alonzo and you. Be a part of the show this morning. The renewal by Anderson of the Carolinas fan phone is open for you right now at 844-326-3663. Unfortunately, Rashad Beard let me know during the break that he will not be able to make it today. He is on, I was going to say on assignment, but I can't tell you that. He's got to work. He's got to go to the office today. M's got some new gadgets for him. So no Rashad today, unfortunately. We'll talk Carolina Panther football anyway, and let us do so right now, shall we? Let's take a look. I want to start. Let's just take a look at the Panthers' schedule this season. Obviously, preseason will start up a week from today for the Carolina Panthers. Preseason firing up next Thursday, 7 p.m., when the Carolina Panthers are on the road at Gillette against the New England Patriots. It is the Panthers in the preseason that will welcome New England's new coaching regime to the NFL. Then the next Saturday, they will be back home in Charlotte against the New York Jets. They will wrap the preseason up on the 24th of August when they take on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Season opens on September 8th when they are on the road week 1 against our New Orleans Saints, against future Hall of Famer Derek Carr and also future Hall of Famer Taysom Hill, and also future Hall of Famer Spencer Rattler. Looking forward to that game. Let's take a look at this schedule. We've done this a while back when we were doing our over/under win totals. But now that we've seen a couple of camps, couple of practices under the belt for the Carolina Panthers, let's get into it a little bit. Week 1 on the road, down in the Big Easy at New Orleans. Week 2 against the LA Chargers. Week 3 out in Vegas, taking on the Raiders. I can't do it right now, man. I yelled a lot last night. I did get the point from Orange Cassidy at one point. I don't know if he knew it was me.
Are you sure?
Yes,
I mean,
100%. It was during a break.
yeah.
It was when they were on a TV break. But it was when we got the friend of the show chant started. He looked over and pointed. I don't know if he knew who he's pointing at, but I also don't care. I'm going to say he did.
Were your seats good?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they really were. We were.
I apologize for not going, by the way, but I was ill and unable to go. Feeling a little bit better today.
If it's what you were telling me,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have my full compassion.
Yeah, I have such good reason that Rob didn't make fun of me yesterday.
Correct.
So
You will
I mean,
notice
yeah.
I never brought it up. I'm not going to tell y'all why I never brought it up. Just please know Lonzo.
Yeah, I'm
earned
not
a
either.
grace period.
Yeah, I'm not
All right?
either.
Earned a
So
grace period.
I felt bad though because I was not because of your goading, but I was going to go for a while, just because Orange Cassidy.
Friend of the show.
Yeah, he made such an impression on me.
It was great. All right. New Orleans, LA, LV, right out of the gate for Carolina. Lonzo, I think this start could be 0-3. This start could be 1-2. This start could be 2-1. I don't think you're getting a 3-0 out of the gate. I think the best you're looking in the first 3 weeks at New Orleans is a winnable game.
I was going to say, are you saying for sure that they're going to lose to New Orleans?
No, I'm saying for sure they're going to lose to a team that I think is going to be very good. Not very good. Pretty good this year. I think they lose on the road at Vegas.
I think there's an advantage, at least in game 1, because new offense, a lot of things that there's not necessarily film on. I mean, you can go back and look at other stuff, but it's a whole new crew, right, for the Panthers, which would mean a whole new offense. So maybe
whole new
it's-
crew on the offense, but also
Yeah.
same's true for New Orleans
Right,
because they
right.
got Kubiak coming in, Clint Kubiak to be the OC. So New Orleans is going to have their own growing pains to go through. And I don't think New Orleans on paper is like dramatically. I think they're better than Carolina, not dramatically. They're within the talent variance that an NFL team can beat another NFL team. I'm not saying they will win that game. I'm saying it is a winnable game. I'm going to pick New Orleans because they're at home. But this is one of those that I'm picking New Orleans. Don't think I'm going to be shocked if Carolina wins week 1.
All right. In this case, because of even more so because of what you're talking about, I'm going to go with Carolina.
Carolina on the road to open up.
I
I'm
think
gonna
they
go
have
New Orleans.
more returning defense, and plus added some pieces on defense that are nice. As far as up front, as for the Panthers, back end, I'm not so sure, but it is Derek Carr on the other side, so they should be good.
Week 2, they've got the LA. What? He's a first round Hall of Famer. Do that to Derek Carr. Guy's a legend. He's an icon. All right. LA
Trying to figure
Chargers.
out how far your delay is today.
About a 2-second delay in person. Week 2, LA Chargers come to Charlotte. By the way, both of these first games at 1:00 on back-to-back Sundays. Chargers come to town in week 2. Zoe, I'm going to say that moves them to 1-1. I actually think that they end up knocking off the LA Chargers in week 2.
All right, so this is probably going to shock you. I mean, because we're just going opposite on everything. I think the Chargers win this game. Because they're how is Carolina's run defense? We're going to find out, because that's what Harbaugh is going to do. He's going to run the ball a ton and then let Herbert throw the ball on occasion.
Why did you say it like that?
Herbert?
Why did you say it like that? Like he drives a tractor to the game.
You don't know that he don't.
Hey, not down there, run down the road there, the old Justin Herbert kid down there, fella. Tell you what.
I was saying Herbert down there, he's getting them squashes and because it's almost squash season. Yeah, Herbert's going to throw the ball like every once in a while.
They're going to run the ball so much.
Right, and
So
I
much.
think
Which is stupid.
Carolina's
With Herbert.
Carolina's defense, I'm curious about how good their run defense is. So I think the Chargers win that game.
I am gonna go with the Panthers win that game. I really like Justin Herbert. I just don't know what else.
So we both have them 1-1 at this point.
Yes, but with opposite on either games.
Right.
Right now, the wide receiver pool for the LA Chargers is Josh Palmer, rookie Lad McConkey, and DJ Chark.
So what about the running backs though?
Running backs right now on the depth chart listed are going to be the Gus Edwards, who was very successful with the Ravens last year. J.K. Dobbins is their backup, former Ohio State Buckeye.
If he can stay healthy, he's pretty good.
He said that the other day. He's like, if I stay healthy, I'm getting 1,000 yards this year. I was like, you know what? He might be a dude. He might take the Gus Bus spot by like week 6, week 7 if he stays healthy.
Especially in a Harbaugh offense for sure. So I mean, yeah, receiving core not that great, but the running game sounds like it's a decent one.
So I've got them beating the Chargers. Lonzo's got them losing, both 1-1, but the game results are flipped. Week 3 on the road out at the Las Vegas Raiders.
Win.
Oh, I think you're underestimating the Raiders.
No, it's just the Raiders. Win.
So they have Gardner Minshew.
I love Gardner, but win.
You ready for the fun part? We talked about this a couple of times. And I did this yesterday with Derek Carr. I'll do it again for Gardner Minshew. Statistically, Gardner was good.
Oh, I know.
Statistically, Gardner was good.
I know. Here's the thing, though. At the end of the game, I don't trust him.
You know who I do trust? Devontae Adams. I think Devontae's playing his way out of Vegas this year.
Someone has to get the ball to him in order for you to trust him, though.
So I trust Gardner Minshew.
Okay.
My man sits at like a 68, 69 nice % completion percentage. I think he's fine. Although right now they do have Aiden O'Connell listed as a starter on the depth chart. So you may not get Gardner against Carolina. They may still be trying to make Aiden O'Connell a thing at that point.
The best thing, I get Devontae Adams, but if he doesn't have anyone to throw it, he's just basically running. But the defense is decent. So, I mean, there's that. If you can keep Crosby from getting to the diminutive one, then they win.
If Max Crosby touches Bryce Young, Bryce might die.
Yeah, but I think it's one of those things where...
That's all due respect to Bryce. That's more about Max with 2 X's Crosby.
Before he makes adjustments, he'll just be tackling air, and then he'll realize he needs to go down a little bit further in his stance.
Why do I talk to you? Why are we friends?
Oh, I don't know.
If Max Crosby gets his hands on Bryce Young... Hey.
But by the way, if you see Max Crosby coming at you, those happy feet will return even if they are fixed. Because that dude's scary.
I'm putting that down as an L. You said win?
Yeah, they're gonna win.
Ooh. We got 2-1 for Lonzo. 1-2.
I think I'm fairly knowledgeable about the AFC West, and that's who they're playing in these games. So.
Yeah, but you're putting it all on quarterbacks. The Raider defense is going to be
right.
Ugh.
No, agreed.
Oh, they're going to be nasty. Fun to watch unless you're playing them. Week 4, Cincinnati Bengals coming down. You know what? We might have to go to that game. We might need to go to the Bengals
just to see the hair,
just to see Joey B.
Yeah.
I mean Joey M. I think we got to go to that game. That's a Sunday game. It's at 1:00.
I think I'm down. Yeah,
I think we got to go to that game for sure.
Bengals, come on.
Yeah, for sure.
Bengals,
for sure.
As long as Joe Burrow isn't out by then.
That's also true.
Yeah, unfortunately.
You know what? Even if he is, I think even if he is, I mean they lost Joey B last year, and the Bengals were still pretty good after that.
Yeah, because the team is a decent team around them for sure.
Jamar Chase, T. Higgins,
receivers. Yeah,
it's Mike Gesicki, like not a guy that blows you off the page, but like
doesn't have to with the other two guys.
Yeah. Week 5, I think, becomes maybe one of the games we got to pay the closest attention to on the road at Chicago. Da Bears. Carolina at Chicago is a very interesting game to me. We don't know what Caleb Williams is going to be. Hall of Fame game is tonight. We still won't know what Caleb Williams is going to be because he's not playing, which I hate a lot. No Caleb Williams tonight. We will see him in week 5 when Carolina's at Chicago that week. And I got to tell you, Zoe, I'm back and forth on this game because no, I'm not. Chicago's going to win that game.
Who's the coach for Chicago?
Eberflus.
I'm going to ask that every day because I asked it
Eberflus.
yesterday too. Yeah, Panthers win this game.
Wide receiver core for the Chicago Bears. Talent positions.
Oh, I'm aware of how good the wide receiver core is, but I am not sold on the quarterback.
DeAndre Swift at the running back spot, backed up by Khalil Herbert. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen. DJ Moore, by the way, the highest paid Chicago Bear of all time now. Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze, DeAndre Carter's in the backup role. Cole Kmet is the tight end. And they put together a pretty decent offensive line. The only way Carolina wins this is if they go score 35 points in this game.
We'll see. Again, I don't trust the quarterback choice. I definitely don't trust the coach.
All right, so we've got us through. So you're putting that down as a Carolina win.
I am.
Through the first 5 games of the schedule. And we will every other segment or so, we'll get back and do another set of games through the first 5 weeks of the season. I've got Carolina at 1-4 to start. Lonzo's got him at 3-2 to start. I've got them falling to New Orleans on the road, beating the Chargers at the house, losing to the Raiders on the road, losing to the Bengals at home, losing to the Bears on the road. Lonzo's got them beating New Orleans on the road to open, dropping one to the I almost said San Diego again, LA Chargers in week 2 at the house, beating the Raiders in Vegas. Look, you have them perfect on the road and 0 in the house through 5 weeks.
There are no home games right now until you start getting the home crowd show up. So there's really no difference.
I know we're gonna get a biased answer from him tonight, but we're having Anish on tonight too. I love Anish, great dude, good call. We're gonna have Anish on tonight, and I'm going to ask him: do you think that the crowd will be a factor? Or remember last year when in week 1 and 2, when BY was making the debut, Bank was hard to get into. And then it just
then you could get in for like $5 by the end of the season. So
Yeah.
I mean, or was it like $2? I can't
literally
remember.
you can find them on their website for like $3.75.
Yeah. So
And probably also on the ground if you looked hard enough.
it will probably take a while to they're gonna have to win some games to get some people back in the stadium that are actually Panther fans.
Yeah, I think they'll show up in weeks 1 and 2, and then it's just a matter of can you keep them? Can you keep them? Excuse me, I should say in weeks 2 and 4.
Yeah, not enough of a crowd to be a factor, period, because people just aren't showing up to Panther games. We'll see what happens this year. It's a brand new season. But if he gets out there and they get out there and play a little bit of the same that they did at the end of last year, people just ain't gonna come up and watch.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, so I've got him 1-4 to open the season. Lonzo's got him at 3-2. Here's what we're going to do. Take a break. When we come back, top of the next hour, as always, Water Cooler Cheat Sheet, top 3 sports stories you need to know, including a breakdown of yesterday's Team USA soccer win over Aussie.
I'm not doing an Outback commercial. I love the food though. I really do. We try to go there once a week when we can, but I'm not doing it without getting paid.
Ready for a shocking revelation about Rob Brown?
You should go.
I've never been to an Outback
You
Steakhouse.
should go, man.
I've never been. I feel like because if I want a steak, I just go to a local steak joint. It's not a shot against any chain steak joints. It's just I go to a local steak joint.
I get it sounds elitist. It does how you're saying that. You may not intend for it to be that way, but it's
For the record, I didn't intend it. I also don't care if it is.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Don't
which
care
is
if it is.
exactly what an elitist take
Never.
would be.
Never been to an Outback. All right.
You should give it a shot.
Water Cooler Cheat Sheet when we come back, including a breakdown of the U.S. women's soccer win over Aussie, oi, 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 that sent us on to the quarterfinals against Japan. The Team USA men's basketball win over South Sudan to rectify the 1-point win in the tune-up matches and more. All of that comes after Lonzo flashes you.
All right, it's never going to not annoy me when you do that. U.S. swimmer Katie Ledecky won her 8th Olympic gold medal and 12th overall medal with a dominant victory in the 1,500-meter freestyle swimming's longest event of the Games. The win ties Ledecky with Dara Torres, Natalie Coughlin, and Jenny Thompson for most medals ever by a swimmer. Ledecky finished by setting an Olympic record. The Atlanta Braves grabbed the series win over Milwaukee with a 6-2 win. Chris Sale gave up 6 hits and 2 runs over 5.2 innings, but Pierce Johnson was credited with his 4th win with 1.1 innings of 1-hit baseball. Make sure you tune in this afternoon from 3 to 7 p.m. as Wire to Wire comes to you live from Panther Fan Fest. Diesel and special guest Rob Brown will talk with Panthers players and coaches about the upcoming season, including Steve Smith. Docile out there. Ain't nothing going on the road. I don't believe it. So I don't believe Rob about Old Navy. I do think if I went in there, I probably wouldn't find anything, but I do believe that there's no way they have stuff my size. I guess I could go in there and pretend like I'm shopping for someone else. Like going to get some school clothes for my granddaughter, which, we've been doing some anyway. So maybe that's my way of going in there. I can just walk by the dude's clothes a little bit and check out sizes. Like, oh, look, there's a shirt that I might like, and just see if they actually have some. But I don't. I feel like I'm being tricked into going into Old Navy just so people can make fun of me.
Stocked up on Clorox disinfecting wipes. Because you're not messing up my kitchen counters like last time. Ooh, smart. Can I need food coloring? Off to the store you go.
Stock up on Clorox disinfecting wipes that clean 3 times better. Clean up paper towels and kitchen pieces section. This is directed.
Your morning jolt of sports. It's the Rob Brown Show.
College coaches used to be able to run cheerocracy, not a democracy. It was their way or the highway. And it's not really like that anymore, because now if you go, it's not your way, it's my way or the highway. If you are good enough to play at South Carolina, you're good enough to go get a scholarship to play at College of Charleston, or to go play at Coastal Carolina, or to go play at any of these mid-major schools that are also threats to win the College World Series. The opportunity for a player to go, screw this coach, I am out with a capital O, is higher than it's ever been. Since you quoted that long, and I will straight up leave you, cause I've had enough of it, and now I'm,
Don't hit snooze. Play the Rob Brown Show. Now morning 6 to 10 on the Fan.
The Fan Upstate.
Wire to wire with Diesel and Cole Bryson. Turn on, leave on.
If you or someone you know suffers from owner suck, call our helpline at 844-FAN-PHONE. That's 844-326-3663. We have counselors standing by to lend a kind ear or offer up harsh and hilarious ways to kick your friend while they're down. What's up, Dale?
Yeah, so this the owner suck hotline?
It is.
Gary Jones, man. Oh, what are we gonna do, man? What are we gonna do? 2 years ago when you were drafting on that yacht, why didn't someone just drill a hole in the that thing like they did on that one Liam Neeson movie. I mean, Bill Parcells is like barely over 500. Jason Garrett was a 500 coach. It's been mediocrity. We did nothing to bring it to team. We didn't even call Derrick Henry. Why did we not call Derrick Henry?
I know. I agree with that.
Wire to Wire with Diesel and Cole Bryson.
Turn on, lean on. Afternoons 3 to 7 on the Fan Upstate. Jim Rome in the jungle.
And you thought the regular season sucked? How about that first weekend of the NBA postseason? Like we waited all year for this? Look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that was the greatest opening weekend of the NBA playoff basketball ever. In fact, you know what I will tell you? Is that was essentially, how do I put this? I want to be very diplomatic when I say this, and I want to be very respectful. But if I had to say it, that first weekend was straight ass. And I will ask no one in particular, no names mentioned, Commissioner Ears. We had to sit through the entire boring ass regular season to get more of exactly the same on the big stage, under the bright lights. Seriously? Other than last night's Thunder Hell's Till, could the rest of these games be any less interesting or any less competitive?
Please stand by. We are having technical difficulties. I mean, it's obvious what the difficulty is.
Almost called in sick during that break.
I mean, I just went to network, I guess, but
The statement that the police officer put out, who is the arresting officer of the charges that have now been dropped, is so obnoxious. Tom sent it to me yesterday, and I wrote back, can't wait to read this bleep exclamation point. When this news broke, we were on the air, and I said this could be either thing, and a bunch of guys and a bunch of law enforcement fans got mad at me. By the way, I'm a golfer, and I got family in law enforcement, so chill out, everybody. It could have been Scotty Scheffler lying, Rich dude, not telling the truth. It could have been a police officer lying. It happens. And I got a bunch of loved ones who are great police officer. This wasn't one of the great cops. So Scotty Scheffler, charges dropped, good for him.
Brighter than you.
Brighter than you.
Weekdays 10 to noon on the Fan Upstate. The Fan.
Upstate.
WYRB.
WORD.
new life in the first break.
10-4.
You good? Okay.
I mean, I'll get through it. I don't really have a choice, you know? The Rob Brown Show back on your radio. It is the Fan Upstate. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Rob Brown, the Great One Lonzo with you this lovely Upstate Thursday AM. Programming note, couple of things to let you know of. Number one, unfortunately, Rashad Beard unable to make it today. We'll get back with him next week. He asked if we could go to tomorrow. Programming note number two, no show tomorrow. I'll be out, headed over to the ATL this evening, doing bachelor party weekend festivities with the fellas over in the ATL. So no show tomorrow. Lonzo will be here if you want to call the studio line and just talk to him. He might answer.
I'm not going to be in this room. I may not even answer the phone today.
Somebody organize a Zoom and let's let Lonzo host an open Zoom call tomorrow.
I'm not good enough for that.
No show tomorrow, no Rashad Beard today. However, Fight Club, and because I am a jerk and completely stood Mario up yesterday, working on getting Mario lined up for later in the show. So we'll get Mario Heron, hating ass Mario, from the BetQL Network in here, hopefully at 9 o'clock. Then we'll do Fight Club at 9:20. Then we'll do What the X is going on at 9:40. And then see y'all next week. All right? We'll see you next week. Kind of is my Friday got to get down. Not kind of is, definitely is my Friday got to get down on Friday.
Except for, you're working 2 shows today, so it's not like you took tomorrow off.
That's true. I am still doing the same amount of radio. I'm just doing it tonight, live from Carolina Panther Fan Fest up in Clemson, or I should say down in Clemson, South Carolina.
Just say over. I mean, because over could be up, down. It's over. When you think over, do you think beside you? I guess.
I don't know. Honestly, I've never thought about it. I think I've always gone with the direction, right? I'm going down to Florida. I'm going up to DC. I'm going over. I think over sideways. I think over is east or west, right? It's either up north, it's down south, or it's over east or over west. I think that's kind of it. I gotta watch this, right?
I think so.
I gotta watch this.
I thought season 1 was great. Season
I
2
did too.
is getting ready to come out, and it looks even better.
Rings of Power, by the way, for the dorks out there like us. Hey, it is 7:06 in the morning. You have exactly 54 minutes until you got to get to the office before you got to clock in, lock in, start talking sports with your friend. You got to do the work or whatever, but like also do the sports discussions with your friends, which means you got to know what's going on in the world of sports. And if you got to know what's going on in the world of sports, don't worry, we're going to tell you when we do this.
Are you ready for the playbook of the peculiar, the almanac of the absurd, and the encyclopedia of the extraordinary? Well, you better be, because we're diving headfirst into the 3 top stories that will have your coworkers saying, "What kind of place is this?" Bathroom break.
No.
Here we go. Welcome to the water cooler cheat sheet on the Fan Upstate.
Water Cooler Cheat Sheet, top 3 sports stories you need to know before you get to the office and start talking sports. This AM with your coworkers, with your friends, with your family, with your dog, whoever it is you spend the morning talking sports with. This is what you'll be talking about. Let us begin with item number 1. The National Football League is going to begin testing their Hawkeye system for measuring first downs and ball placement throughout select NFL preseason games. It is one step closer to not replacing the chain gang, supplementing the chain gang. NFL executive Gary Brantley told the AP the league will test Sony's Hawkeye technology during some select preseason games. The system is not expected to be ready for full implementation until next season, though it could happen sooner. I don't know, maybe the playoffs? Brantley said, quote, "We're in the installation phase for all of..." Wonderful timing.
Yeah, I mean,
That went great.
I just want to say really quick that you're that obviously the tone you use, that you're pro robot, and we've always thought that anyway, and it's getting more and more obvious.
I am pro technology makes most things better. That's what I am. All right. There are times you just like to go back to the olden days, times when you don't need the tech. But I'll tell you right now, when I go golfing, I bring my little rangefinder, tell me exactly how far I am from the pin. I'm not going to hit the ball anywhere close.
Why did you make it look like it's some
That's what a
psyop thing
rangefinder
that you put on your
That's
head?
how you hold it. You hold it. It's like a.
Yeah, I'm seeing headgear the way you're holding it.
I'll tell you right now, jokes aside, you know what I really look forward to? I look forward to the day. Remember when Google ran out the Google glasses a couple of years ago? Like the AR glasses, right?
Yeah, how many people have those now?
So here's the thing. It's a great idea that it just wasn't ready, right? It just wasn't ready. Now, I will say this. I did see the other day on whatever tech site I was going around, somebody else is rolling out something similar, but they way scaled back what goes on the screen, right? Like on the screen on your glasses now, if somebody calls you, it'll pop up the contact of who's calling you and you can answer from there, or you can read your text on your glasses or whatever. So they scaled it back basically, Zoe, to like what you would see on like a smartwatch, right? Like you can put the time and the temperature in your text and your phone calls, but like not more than that. And I really wanted to buy them. All right. Well, the NFL's catching up. Brantley said that they are in the process of installing the Sony Hawkeye system in every NFL stadium. He said, quote, "We're just really getting to a place where the system is as accurate as possible and really calibrating across our multiple stadiums. We have multiple stadiums with multiple dimensions inside of those stadiums with different ages. So we're really just going through the installation and putting the infrastructure and making sure those cameras are installed." Sony, which was named the NFL's official technology partner yesterday, has expanded its sports technology through Hawkeye Innovations to support officiating and the development of an on-field and sideline technology, including a new coach's sideline headset that will debut in 2025. The Hawkeye tracking services for line of game measurement add cameras to stadiums to track players, officials, and the ball. The optimal tracking system notifies officials instantly if a first down was gained after the ball is spotted by hand. Boo. Boo. We shouldn't be spotting the ball by hand on close to first down calls.
Really?
Yeah, really. We should know exactly where the ball was when the play was down. It's not hard to do. All right. Have you watched Lonzo told me, and I'm very glad, very happy to report to all of you that Lonzo told me he's watched a little bit of Olympic soccer so far in this cycle. And
if not, I wouldn't have anything to say for like 3 hours. So, I mean, you know, that's the only reason why I'm watching. It's America, dude. I'm going to watch whatever it is in the Olympics as far as the sports goes, except for this. I don't want to watch golf.
have you seen a VAR call yet for an offsides in a soccer match? Or those words, did I just speak like Japanese to you?
I'm aware of technology. It's just I don't believe it belongs on the sideline or in a game.
What are you, Amish?
No, I am. I believe that human error is part of the game. We've had this discussion many times. Whether it goes against my team or for my team, it's part of the game.
You know what
Once you eliminate that, then might as well have robot players.
You know what? No,
Might as well, because
no,
that's your next step
No, it's
with
not.
your domination of the world. You just keep talking.
So the point is, the VAR, if you look at VAR offsides calls now, suddenly I turned into a New York mobster for no reason. If you look at VAR offsides calls now, use guys, okay? If you look at VAR offsides calls, the precision to which they can get exactly where the players are, down to like the tip of a cleat being offside, right? Or like one outstretched hand keeps them offsides or whatever. We can do the same thing with a football. Should a running back who runs into the middle of the defensive line, should he not be credited, or should the defense, if they stop him, not be credited with the ball being marked at where the ball is down? Shouldn't that be the case? And that's what we have here. All right. Chip in the front of the ball, chip in the back of the ball. The second a player goes down, that's where the ball goes. Let's stop guessing. Why are we guessing?
I'd rather see Bob, the part-time referee, out there making his decision than having a robot do it.
Also, I'm going to need y'all to stop with the words human error. Just say error. Just say error. Stop with the human error, because you're trying to make it like emotional. Oh, it's a human error. Just say error. You want error in sports. Just say you want error. Say you want wrong decisions in sports. Say you are entertained by wrong decisions.
No, synthetic being, I will not do as you requested.
Program error. All right. Say you like error in sports. Say you think mistakes
Human
are
error.
good for sports.
It's still human error, for sure. It's about humanity, the thing that you're trying to take out of the game.
Could you
Humanity.
imagine? Could you imagine if we decided one day it should be no speed limits because human error is good for driving? No, we don't do that.
This analogy again, it's not even close.
It's not
Come
human
on,
error.
come on,
It's
dude.
just error. Okay,
Uh-huh.
it's just error.
You go ahead.
Item number 2.
I don't want to do it because of human error.
Yeah, that was a human error. 103-86, the United States knocks off South Sudan yesterday in a little Olympic basketball. 18 points off the bench for Bam Adebayo, who got 21 minutes of action because Joel Embiid did not play. Makes sense. All right, we didn't have Tatum play in game number 1. Embiid draws the short straw to sit this one out, which is interesting because South Sudan is a lengthy team. It's a tall team. So to not go to
Livingston or whatever that guy's name is, he played yet?
Livingston?
You
mean Tyrese Halliburton?
Yeah, that's him.
Livingston.
He's forgotten. You know,
Livingston.
human error again. What can I say?
Human error.
What can I say?
I'm going to start saying that every time I screw up on the air. I'm going to be like, human error, boss. You can't get mad at me. It makes the games better. Doesn't it make it better when people screw up?
I wish you would. I wish you would do that. I don't think you will. I might, though.
Correct. Bam Adebayo, 18 points off the bench. He got 14 from Kevin Durant. LeBron James added 12. You got 10 from D-Book. Now, I have to do something. Alonzo's already laughing because he knows exactly what I'm about to do, and it pains me.
Oh, wait till
in
you
my
hear
heart.
how.
And Lonzo.
Wait till you hear how I reworded the story right there.
Lonzo is about, ladies and gentlemen, you are about to see more joy and happiness out of the great one than you've seen since like his first child was born.
I would
okay?
get binky sounds, but people would think it's something else, so I can't do that. Because we have a sick audience and a sick person across from us.
Yeah, I would laugh at that a lot. My guy, Steph. I don't know if the dimensions of the international floor are throwing him off. I don't know if he's still jet lagged from the flight over. I don't know what's going on with my dog, Steph. 1 of 9, 0 of 6 from the floor. Not a good, no, in fact, scratch that. Not a good night. Real bad night for Steph Curry last night. 0 of 6 from deep, just 1 of 9 from the floor. Hit 1 free throw, 3 points, 4 assists, 1 rebound on the night for Steph Curry. I gotta tell you, I think Drew Holiday gets the start in game 3, right? I think you got, I don't want to say it, but I think at this point, if I'm Steve Kerr, I think Drew Holiday's drawn the PG1 assignment to start.
Will he
game.
do that to his guy? I don't know.
Dude, I think there's a point, and this is.
I hope this is a sign of things to come for next season.
It's not. It's still Steph Curry. He had a bad game.
Is it? Is it still him?
It should.
How many bad games has he had?
1.
No, in the friendlies.
No, I don't care about the friendlies.
Okay, all right.
All right, I don't care about the friendlies.
All right, so practice.
I care about the Olympics.
Practice doesn't indicate what you might do in a game.
I mean, when you're a seasoned vet, right?
That might be the problem.
We talk about practice.
He might be overly seasoned. He might be done.
He's not. All right, now you're just getting carried away. He's still Steph Curry. He's gonna be fine. Not a good night last night. I think Drew Holiday draws the PG1 assignment in the next game. And very quickly, item number 3. Oh, I thought it was.
What did you think it was fairies or something?
I did not know. I did not know. The Atlanta Braves, shockingly, end up winning the series against the Milwaukee Brewers. 2-1. They get a 6-2 win last night. Chris Sale came out, 5.2 innings pitched, gave up 6 hits and 2 runs, 6 Ks before getting the early hook. Pierce Johnson was credited with the win after going 1.1, allowing just 1 hit and K-ing 2. But it was Travis d'Arnaud and Matty Ice Baby Olson. Both went 2 for 4. Both hit 2 dingers. Both went back-to-back twice in this game. Matt Olson went yard. Travis d'Arnaud went yard back-to-back. Both of them had 2 RBIs. A stellar night as the Braves rack up 8 home runs and build a little momentum. They will now head back to the house to take on the Miami Marlins. And all of a sudden, the Braves are back in the 1 spot in the NL's number 1 wildcard spot. All of a sudden, Atlanta's getting themselves a little bit of a cushion. Now a game up on the Padres in that spot. We'll talk more baseball later on the show. Talk some Carolina Panthers coming up next. We look at the next 5 games on the Panthers schedule and see where their records stand. It's the Rob Brown Show. It's the Fan Upstate.
You're live.
All right, guys, quick live, and we're coming back. Stay right there for me, please, and thank you.
is your go-to destination for nonstop entertainment. Play for fun and play for free at ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. VGW.
Steph with the Draymond Green stat line.
Listen on your phone. Download the Odyssey app and search The Fan Upstate.
There's a whole lot more to know about sound if you really want to go into the subject.
On your smart speaker, just say play 97 The Fan Upstate. On your HD radio at WFBC HD3. There's just one more thing. And on your computer at The Fan.
FanUpstate.com.
Getting the game on the Rob Brown Show.
The Rob Brown Show back on your radio. The Fan Upstate rolls on. We got some text that have come in on the text line. It's 71307, 71307. Texter says, Steph with the Draymond Green stat line. I learned it from watching you. Yeah, that's rough. That's real rough. Spartanburg J text the show said, if the police would keep slow traffic left, I'm game for no or higher speed limits. Statistics show slower drivers cause the majority of accidents. You know, human error. Thank you, Spartanburg
That's
J.
true. I think also statistics show that drunk drivers cause,
Not the majority.
It wouldn't surprise me if it's the majority.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's a statistically significant number. But yeah. Slow drivers, and I'm gonna go on the record.
So how fast are you wanting to go in the?
You give me 90
lane?
on the interstate. Give me 90 on the interstate.
I mean, people are doing that now, and last time I checked, that's not the speed limit.
No, it's not. It's saying it
Right.
should be.
So
I'm not saying that's what I do. I'm saying that's what I would like it to be.
So a guy let's say a guy's doing 70 in a 65 in the left lane. That's too slow for people.
I mean, I'm just saying you get 10 over. You get 10 over.
Do
That's
you?
all I'm saying. Yeah,
Do
you
you?
get 10 over. That's what I've been definitely not.
I just
told.
the left lane people want to go like 300 miles per hour.
I'm
That's
just gonna
that's what
say.
they want.
I'm just gonna say this. Here's what I want. I want in cars. I want a like a tagging system where if you're a crappy driver, somebody else should be able to push a button that clicks their car, and like if you get a certain amount of clicks in a month, your car won't start. Like that should be the system.
I can barely push 53 in my smart car. So I mean,
You guys should see Lonzo getting in and out of the toaster.
yeah,
It's pretty incredible. Lonzo's as big as the smart car.
I am. I can pick it up and put it in whatever parking spot I want.
And that's not even a sturdy guy joke. It's a real small car joke. I'm gonna tell you right now, Liberob the Woke Warrior is all for renewable energy cars. Okay. I'm just saying, those tiny tot cars y'all are passing off as real have got to stop. They've just got to stop.
Can you drive by and offense intended, by the way? Can you drive by a smart car and not at least smile?
I drive by a smart car and I'm like, if I breathe too heavy on that car, that guy's going in the ditch, right? All right, Texter said, one day soccer will be banned in the USA. It will be a $5,000 fine to be found in possession of a soccer ball, and that will be a great day. Get out of here, Texter. We're a soccer country now, all right? We're a soccer country now.
Yeah.
Texter said, since Sony is now officially the tech partner of the NFL, can PlayStation please do better with Madden? Because College Football 25 is
What team are you playing with on that game, Rob? This dead air brought to you by.
Wrong. You're just an.
You can buy that shirt over at the Old Navy. Maybe you could have saved back enough to buy you a console. Yeah,
You just sit at home in your grandma's basement with the drawers on, typing on your damn keyboard. Shut the hell up.
I wish I had a basement. That would be awesome.
Texter said, Rob with the typical ice snob line of thought. Okay. Texter said, Lonzo, please don't ever play that ear-bleeding music ever again.
Which music was that?
Friday, got to get down on Friday.
Oh, okay. Because, well, the only reason why I'm playing it today is because it's Rob's Friday.
It is. By the way, Texter, telling Lonzo not to do a thing, surefire way to get him to do the thing.
They know that. They're doing that on purpose because they wanted to hear it again.
It's a banger. What do you want? It's a banger. Steven says VAR in soccer is absolutely the reason football is installing instant reviews. Yeah, you know why? Because it works. Because it works and because it's good. I don't want bad goals being allowed, and I do want good goals being allowed. If a running back earns a first down, I want him to get the first down.
Hey, we'll
if
see.
a defense
We'll see.
prevents the first down, I don't want them to get the first down.
Yeah, and that pass interference rule was going to stay forever when they put it in. They will install things just to see if it will work, and if there's enough complaints by the players and by the coaches, they will take it out.
I still stand on my business that the pass interference replay rule was intentionally sabotaged. It didn't not work. It's just that the refs hated it, so they botched it a bunch of times.
Right,
So then
and-
everybody goes, "Oh, it doesn't work." No.
And I
It
said that
works.
from the beginning that was going to happen. Of course. It just to quiet some voices down, never going to be yours, but quiet some voices down, knew they were not going to keep it. But they do this on occasion with things. Are they going to do that with this? Is this going to be a permanent thing? I want to see it last more than 1 year.
What I want to see is them do it the right way. Instead of having a bunch of soft ass referees go, "I don't like this, so I'm intentionally going to do a crap
Some
job
of those
at
guys
it."
are in really good shape, so I don't know why you're cracking on.
John Rahm out here dropping darts. The flop shot in from 27 away to get the eagle.
Wow.
Atta baby.
Wow, you just chair popped about golf.
Yeah, the guy hits a great shot. He hits a great shot. Sorry you don't understand the art that is the game of golf.
I've played the leisure sport before. It's not really a sport, it's a leisure activity, but I've played it before.
It's absolutely a sport.
I could be good at it if I wanted to.
Do you agree with Diesel's line of thought that if for something to be considered a sport, it has to have defense? Do you subscribe to that?
I think it has to have collision.
Collision.
Yeah, but that's me because I'm violent.
Lonzo's a teddy bear. An absolute
Oh,
teddy
I'm
bear.
a raging fire inside.
All right. I have a raging fire inside. The replays will work if we use them the right way and don't allow the referees to internally sabotage these things, which they absolutely did with the pass
And
interference replay rule.
they're going to with this also, because if it's very effective, it makes them look bad. So of course they're going to try to sabotage it. I think that's just human nature.
Well, humans are dumb. All right.
Well, some of us are.
Humans are dumb. Just let it work. Your job gets easier, Mr. Referee. You don't have to ever worry about walking to your car in the parking lot of the Meadowlands to see if Tony Soprano's out there waiting for you because he had $1,000 on the over and you cost the G-Man a first down. Just let the tech decide.
That, by the way, is the reason why it's not going to happen.
Why?
Because of betting and other things. If
Don't put this on gamblers.
If suddenly gambling goes down and they start losing that money, which they are embracing because of this installation of this technology, suddenly this technology will go away. Because as you've said many times and accurately, it's about the money. And if this makes the money go down, which it could, if you take out the human error, it definitely could go down.
No. Game's still a game. You can still bet on either side of the line. You can still bet over, under. You can still bet cover or not cover. You can still bet props and parlays and spreads. Nothing changes.
If Johnny the Bull starts struggling, it's out.
Right. No, what I'm telling you is they won't. You can still bet on both sides. It's not like suddenly, if they replay first downs now, every gambler. No. Remember, the goal is to get 50% of the money on one side and 50% of the money on the other. It just means that
if you want to know what Rob's sign language for bless your heart is, you should watch when he does this thing.
I just caught myself. I was like, I don't do this until I'm very frustrated. And I'm very frustrated with you. We like errors, people. We like when calls are bad. We think it's fun when calls are bad. I do not. I want the games called correctly. I want the games to be determined by the athletes, not the whistles. You want the game to be determined by the whistles.
I'm guessing a robot would go to break when they hear the music. I'm just saying.
We go to the second 5 games of the Carolina Panthers schedule when we come back on the Rob Brown Show in the Fan Upstate.
That is what's up.
That's what's up.
They win all but Seals Team USA's spot in the knockout stage tournament. South Sudan needs to win in their group stage finale against Serbia to move on to the knockout round. The U.S. men take on Puerto Rico Saturday.
Major correction was coming. You went.
Oh. Well, I thought he was talking about.
Well, that's wrong. Okay, it's not.
I thought he was talking about soccer, and I'm like,
Nah, he doesn't give soccer scores. I believe it's a company mandate, or at least a station mandate. River.
Little bit of a back if they're not bad. Going down I-85 at Hyatt Road.
We want Bill. We
do want Bill.
From the News Talk 98.9 WRD Traffic Center.
I am going with the opening dance number was so much fun. It was so much fun. So much fun.
Here's my favorite cameo.
Fair.
Because it's an exact recreation of what he did in another movie without claws. It's like, is that? No, it is. Cool.
Chair popped in a theater by myself when the mask went on. I was like, and I got a little emotional at the
Gambit. I thought Gambit was great, but
Gambit was good.
I mean, especially when you look at the
spoiler alert.
Yeah, but you already said that earlier. When he was using the staff and other things he was doing with the kinetic powers, it was really cool.
I didn't know my daddy.
So are you okay with him as an actor doing what he did and how accurate the costume was?
Yeah, the costume looked great.
Yeah. So it's hard to you're trying to figure out, is he playing this serious or not? But he did a great job. I still wish Lady Deadpool was Taylor Swift, because I thought that would have been awesome. As I said, maybe in some theaters it was her, and other ones it was Blake Lively.
What if they did release it with 2 cuts?
Yes.
So we're walking through the schedule of the Carolina Panthers, going game by game. We did the first 5 games a few segments ago. I have got it broken down this way. I'm going to give Carolina a loss in week 1 on the road at New Orleans, a win at home in week 2 over the Chargers, a loss on the road week 3 at the Raiders, a loss at home in week 4 against the Cincinnati Bengals, and a loss on the road week 5 in Chi-Town in the Windy City. That's a 1-4 record to open up for Rob Brown. The great Malonzo goes win-loss, 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 or win-loss, win-loss, win through those same 5 games for a 3-2 opening record. Let's get to week 6, October 13th. This team is at home against the Atlanta Falcons. And I think what I did when I was drawing up my win-loss record, Lonzo, I gave Carolina a win unintentionally and recognized that after I wrote out the records, unintentionally, I gave Carolina the win in every NFC South home game and a loss on every NFC South away game. Now, what's interesting about this one is that I could say Atlanta didn't really have a home field advantage. Atlanta sold out their season tickets this offseason. The Dirty Birds are pumped for Michael Penix Jr. and Kirky.
Yeah, I think it's just for Kirk. I don't think it's for. Yeah, okay, fine. You got to throw that in there. I thought it wasn't a controversy, and that guy wasn't going to see the field. So why would they buy tickets to see a guy sit on the bench?
Unless 62-year-old Kirk Cousin can't finish the season, in which case he will see the field. We'll find out. I'm back and forth on this one. I'm going to give this one at the house. I'm going to give it to Charlotte. I'm going to give it to Carolina. I'm going to put win number 2 in week number 6 against Atlanta, Alonzo.
I think they're going to struggle against Atlanta. Atlanta has been a quarterback away. I think they have found their quarterback. They may only achieve mid, but it's better than what they've been doing. And so I'm going with Atlanta to win this game.
All right. So we still disagree. We have one result in common. We both think they lose to the Bengals. We are opposite on every other game. Let's go to week 7. The Washington Commanders. Bum, 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 bum. This one up in Washington, D.C. Jaden Daniels going to be under center for the Commanders at this point. Keep it a buck. I think Dan Quinn's one of those guys that I think is the illustration of the Peter principle, right? If you are good at a job, you will get promoted, and everybody gets promoted one level ahead of their competency. I think that's Dan Quinn. Really good defense coordinator. Just don't know about it as an HC. I know we took Atlanta to the playoffs, but that was kind of the holdover, and it was a bit of a fall off after that. Jaden Daniels is going to be an absolute star, but there's a lot lacking for DC. I'm going to chalk this up as a road victory for Carolina at the Commanders.
Every time you say that about one level above their guy, I'm worried they're finally going to figure it out for me. But they haven't so far. They're going to win against Washington. I do. Rookie quarterback. I do not think Washington's got it together. They're still. I mean, are there still players there from the old regime? I'm guessing there were, and I just don't trust Washington.
I don't trust Dan Quinn. I think Jaden Daniels is a star. They brought over Austin Eckler as the starting running back. Terry McLaurin is a good wide receiver. Zach Ertz is the tight end. It's not a bad squad.
Terry McLaurin's out of wide receiver U.
Wide receiver U. Y'all want to guess where Terry went to school? Terry!
By the way.
Back it up, Terry!
By the way, fight me over it. You can't the last couple of years.
I don't know why I'd fight you. Half my freaking receiving core and defensive backfield is Buckeyes down in New Orleans.
Exactly.
Like New Orleans is just Ohio State South. Ohio State with a funny accent at this point. I do think Carolina wins that game against the Washington Commanders.
We agreed on another one.
We have agreed on 2.
Look at us.
So far, let's keep going. Let's go to week number 8. The Denver Broncos on the road. We're going mile high. You know, you boys have won a game. You win another one, that's 2. They call that a streak. Give me a streak. Give me a 3-game win streak. They are going to the mile high. They are knocking off Shawnee Pepe and his Broncos. Carolina wins their 3rd in a row.
I do think the Broncos are going to be better this year after getting rid of dead weight. But they're not going to win this game. Panthers win.
Panthers win. All right. So as it stands through week number 8, I have got 4 and 4, 500 through 8 weeks. You'll take a 500 season if you're Carolina. You'd be ecstatic about a 500 season, right?
Definitely an improvement over last year.
Lonzo's got him at 5 and 3. Week number 9, you're back to the house. Another NFC South rivalry game. The New Orleans Saints come to Charlotte, North Carolina on November 3rd to put the hair up and square up with the Panthers. Lonzo, it's real hard to say a 4-game winning streak for Carolina.
We both, I'm like at the the Vegas level, aren't I? I thought 5 games. Wasn't it 5 games that they haven't projected?
Correct, and you have them at 5. Their win
Yeah,
total
so-
right now is at 5.5.
So in order to go with I could say a tie. And
keep in mind, we're in week 9.
Yeah,
We're halfway.
yeah. But I'm going to.
Are we being too optimistic right now?
I'm always optimistic. That's my problem. But I realistically, when you play the South, you can beat anybody. Any team can beat anybody until somebody decides to take that step and stand out more than one game above the rest. And I'm going to say Carolina sweeps them. It could go either way, but I just wanted to see that look on your face.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how this goes.
We're going to find out if Canales' coaching and his magic with quarterbacks has worked at this point. If
I
Bryce,
think you'll know by now.
if Bryce Young's feet are steady on the ground and the offensive line is improved. Who's New Orleans got?
Derek Carr, future Hall of Famer.
Okay.
Chase
Maybe-
Young.
all
Chase
right.
Young. Chase Young.
All right. I will. The only way I would change it is if Spencer Rattler was starting.
All right, hang on.
I do not trust
hang
Derek
on
Carr.
just a gosh darn
I
second.
just don't trust him.
The guy that I pointed out to you yesterday.
He looks like he's about to cry all the time. You can't trust people like that.
No, it looks like he's got on guy liner, and it's a hell of a look. All right,
Is it?
it's a hell of a
Well,
look.
you should start doing it,
If the
especially
Sa-
during
I'll tell you
football
what,
season.
I'll tell
Every Friday is Guy Liner Friday for Rob Brown.
Say I won't. Say I won't. If Derek Carr goes out there and wins me like 4 of the first 5, because we got the Panthers, the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Falcons, and the Chiefs.
All right, you do that. Then
We come out of that 4-1. I will do Guy Liner Friday the rest of the season.
Then afterwards, we go to karaoke bar so you can do some Green Day. Okay.
Don't want to be an American idiot.
Of course you would pick that song, wouldn't you?
It's a banger. What do you want?
Uh-huh.
That song slaps, dude.
Uh-huh.
That song slaps. All right.
Wake me up when September comes. Or
Ends.
September ends. Yeah, because then we'll finally be back to work. Anyway.
Finally, week 10 as we go 5 games at a time through the schedule. Week number 10, Munich, Deutschland, Germany, when the New York football giant, the G-Men of New York City, they're going over to Germany. They're going to have some beers, some sauerkraut, maybe a little schnitzel, and then they're going to play a little football between the New York Giants and the Carolina Panthers.
All I got to say is, man, this is a hard season to pick for the Panthers because they're playing a bunch of bad teams. They really, I know it's not a team where you go, well, the Panthers are going to be a guaranteed win for every other team they play. No, they're not, because there's a bunch of bad teams.
Carolina, and I'm looking right now at the NFL's strength of schedule. Carolina has the 10th easiest schedule in the NFL. The easiest schedule in the NFL this year, Lonzo, belongs to the Atlanta Falcons. The LA Chargers, number 2. The Bears, number 3. Jets, 4. Saints, 5. Bengals, 6. Colts, 7. Dolphins, 8. Eagles, 9. Panthers, 10. Bucks, 11. Kansas City Chiefs, 12.
By the way, really quick, the Panthers play almost everybody that's beneath them.
They really do.
So I mean,
hardest schedules, by the way: Steelers, Patriots, Browns, Ravens, Vikings, Tennessee, going from 32 up. So there you go. Let's see.
All right, Giants. I don't know. This is the first one I'm very uncertain on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to go with the Giants to win the game.
So did I. I don't like it. I'm going to chalk this one up to new head coach, first-time head coach.
I'm gonna chalk it up to jet lag.
New head coach, first-time head coach, rookie quarterback under center for Carolina. A lot of new guys. This is a big, big ask to come off of an NFC South rivalry game, immediately get on a plane, fly 35% of the way around the world to Munich, Germany, and then play a team that is, let's be real, everyone in that building in New Jersey, is fighting for their lives this year. Danny Dimes fighting for his life. Wide receiver core fighting for their lives. Shine, GM, fighting for his life. Everybody up there is fighting for their life this year. I'm going to go Giants on the road. And that brings us to week 11. That brings us to the bye. So through 10 games, I've got this team at 5-5. Lonzo's got this team at 6-4.
Really not that much of a difference between us. And I thought it would even out as we went further along.
Interesting.
So I'm optimistic, but not as optimistic as previously reported.
We told you earlier, Carolina's win-loss total in Vegas is now set at 5.5, but also it's 5.5 with the juice. That means the money you got to pay to take the easier bet to the over. So not only is it set, moved up a game, but actually Vegas believes the over is the right play. I want to say the last I looked at it was like minus 160
so
to the over.
That means I'm doing well then, right?
What it means is that Vegas thinks this team's getting to 7 wins. 7 wins. I think they think 6 is the right play. I would not be shocked if at some point between here and kickoff, I wouldn't be shocked if that number goes up to 6.5 or the juice ends up going higher than that. I wouldn't be shocked if it ends. It either moves from 5.5 to 6.5, or it moves. It stays at 5.5, but it goes from like minus 160 to like minus 190, maybe minus 200. Right now, ordinarily they'll move the line before they offer a game or a total with that much juice on it. But we'll find out. I'm gonna go. Let's go see what BetMGM has listed here for the Panthers at this point as a win total. I'll have to do it during the break. They don't have it up on their site. I'll go look at it. But
yeah, because you got that super secret access, like somewhere else that you can go check, right?
Sure do. Don't tell anybody. It's my secret. It's my secret, Captain. I'm always calculating. I'm good with where we are. And my question for you.
And no Tampa Bay so far.
Oh, James just made a good point. Brian Burns' revenge game. That's fair. Brian Burns going to have a lot of reasons to impress his new bosses against his old bosses, especially when in Hard Knocks, Dave Canales out there basically telling the Giants, just give us something, right? Just give us something.
I get that, but if anyone would know how to stop him, it would be the team he just left. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said earlier.
It could be revenge game, or it could be now we see why they let him go. It could go either way.
No, it can't. Brian Burns is Brian Burns, dude. Brian Burns is Brian Burns. It's true. I've done the research. Very good football player. Very good football player.
He's a large man, too.
He's a very large man and a very good football player. It's kind of like I said earlier. I know how to stop a train. You stand in front of it and you push real hard. But the knowledge of how to do a thing does not grant you the ability to do that thing. So good luck. I don't hate the Brian Burns revenge factor. I've got him at 5-5. Lonzo's got him at 6-4. Here's my question for you, Carolina Panther fans, as we get set to go live today, wire to wire, in the Real Diesel and me tonight. 3 to 7 p.m. here on the Fan Upstate, live from Carolina Panther Fan Fest down in Clemson, South Carolina, where we will be covering Fan Fest Live. We'll be talking a ton of Panther football. We'll have guests coming by. I know Anish Shroff is coming by to talk, the voice of the Panthers. He'll come chat with us. I have been told Steve Smith Sr. will be coming by. We'll get to sit down with Steve Smith Sr., talk a little Panther football with a Panther legend and other guests throughout the day. Very much looking forward to that tonight.
Will Diesel be as negative about the Panthers with Steve Smith sitting there? His negativity, by the way, is realistic and warranted for the most part. But will he be as negative with Steve Smith? Because I'm worried.
I'm going to keep it a buck. It's not Steve Smith I'm worried about, because while Steve Smith is the one that I think would be the guy that ultimately creates the headline, local radio show host punched in mouth by former Panther wide receiver, Steve Smith's pretty neutral. Not neutral, like he loves the Panthers, but he's pretty straight up about his beliefs on the team. He's not out there sugarcoating stuff.
Okay,
like he's happy to go, we suck.
If he punched Diesel in the mouth, Diesel's okay, because that beard is blocking that. for sure. That thing.
Shane literally said, right as I said it, Steve Smith might punch Diesel in the face.
Yeah. See, but again, the beard will protect him and he'll be all right. I'm just curious about that. I mean, it's one thing.
Diesel's like Samson, but the hair's on the other side of the head.
I remember talking a bunch of stuff about Clemson. I know it's shocking. And Greg McKinney and I were at the NCAA tournament, and the AD sat down next to me, and he's like, "Why don't you tell him all that stuff that you said about Clemson?" And he said it loud enough for him to hear it. He thought it was hilarious. I'm not going to be disrespectful in a public setting. Doing it here is my job. So
I'm not going to be disrespectful because I don't want that headline to change. Former Carolina Panther legendary wide receiver punches 2 local radio show hosts in the mouth.
you're not going to take one for Diesel?
No,
I don't.
I wouldn't take one from you.
No, I would jump in front of a punch for you
Thanks.
because I believe in team.
I wouldn't from Steve Smith. There's anger in
Oh,
them
come
fists,
on.
boys.
Come on, he'll be punching me in the pec.
There's anger. The king of the short jokes, Lonzo with a sports flash.
Up to the minute upstate.
Oh my gosh! And then I pushed the wrong button. My bad. All right, I'm gonna do it without music because I screwed up. Just because Rob laughing makes me laugh. U.S. swimmer Katie Ledecky won her 8th Olympic gold medal and 12th overall medal with a dominant victory in the 1,500 meter freestyle swimming's longest event of the games. The win ties Ledecky with Dara Torres, Natalie Coughlin, and Jenny Thompson for most medals ever by a swimmer. Ledecky finished by setting an Olympic record. The Atlanta Braves grabbed a series win over Milwaukee. 6-2 was that win. Chris Sale gave up 6 hits and 2 runs over 5.2 innings, but Pierce Johnson was credited with his 4th win with 1.1 innings of one-hit baseball. The Braves recorded 8 hits, including Matt Olson and Travis d'Arnaud, hitting back-to-back home runs twice in the game. Make sure you tune in this afternoon from 3 to 7 p.m. as Wire to Wire comes to you live from Panther Fan Fest. Diesel and special guest Rob Brown will talk with Panthers players and coaches about the upcoming season. That's tonight, or this afternoon rather, from 3 to 7. Wow. Can no longer handle the pressure of this position. I hereby resign. It was a good run. I pushed the right button. I just had the wrong thing in it.
Up to the minute upstate traffic. Keep up the great work. It has been super light this morning. Southbound I-85 at Hallam Road, ongoing construction. See a slight delay there. I'm going to say.
Rob could have helped me, but he left the room in shame.
Not a solid delay there. Northbound I-85 at Hyatt Street, ongoing construction. That's in the right lane. But at this time, really, I don't see any delays there. So really, it's been very nice this morning. From the News Talk 98.9 WRD Traffic Center, I'm going to keep on the fan upstate.
The all-new 2024 Upstate Craft Beer Passport is here for just $40 at upstatecraftbeerpassport.com.
I know what I did. I can't believe I did it though. There was nothing in channel 3. I didn't put the bed in there, and because I didn't put the bed in there, I played the first element of the.
I've done that.
Yeah, but I should be better than that. I'm done for the day. Make one mistake, I can't operate the rest of the day. Might as well go home.
Might as well go home. Just call it a career.
Cognitive decline, obviously. No, I guess it's not, because I understand the mistake I made.
There you go.
Yeah, so But if I get called to the office, I'm going to talk about human error, and it will be agreed
Yeah,
upon.
you didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah,
It's human error.
it will be agreed
Human error
upon
is
that it
great.
absolutely was my fault. So, I mean,
Human error. You just got called an old fart.
yeah, I
Old
saw it.
fart's one of my favorite.
I
stories.
saw it. I don't know why those two are tied together.
I don't know, but they are, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it before. Wouldn't say it because I don't say that second word, but still. QC in the next break.
10-4.
It's taken me this long to embrace my weirdness, though. I have to realize that I'm not normal. I'm okay with that.
Hey, Big Daddy, how you doing?
Real good, Corey LaJoy. Thanks for asking, bud. Welcome back to Rob Brown Show on your radio. It is the Fan Upstate. Howdy, y'all. Great to be with you. Hope everybody is just exceptionally well this AM. Hope that you are just living your best life. All right. Saturday, both the Great One and I will be living our best lives. I will be over in the wonderful city of Atlanta, Georgia. I will be over there doing a little bachelor party weekend. Little brother put together a wonderful weekend. Looking very much forward to it. Lonzo will be in Columbia, South Carolina, because coming up on Saturday evening is the South Carolina Broadcasters Association's annual Star Awards. That is the awards ceremony for broadcasters by broadcasters, where we all pat each other on the back and tell each other how incredible we are. And we're all right when we do so. Lonzo and I, up for a station record 3 combined Star Awards this year. We are up for Best Sports Talk Show in the state of South Carolina. Lonzo and I are up for Best Morning Show Team. Actually, it's personality or team in the in South Carolina.
Because the personality should come before the team, obviously.
How you think I got here? And then I will obviously receive my second place award for Sports Broadcaster of the Year.
Yeah. Stay tuned to the social media. I will try to, unless I'm crestfallen, let everyone know.
Crestfallen.
Yeah, which could happen if I end up having to carry 4 second place trophies home, but actually one of them I won't get to hold, but nah, we're really excited about it. I am still a little concerned about being going up on that stage by myself, but I don't have to talk, so just got to make sure I don't fall, accept the award, which is really going to be awkward, and then I'm going to walk off and get it. Here's the only problem I have: taking the picture for your singular award, and I'm not you.
Take the hell out of that picture.
Yeah, the other things, it's a team thing, but that one, that's just you. I mean, so what do I do with that? To say no picture? Just have them take a picture of the. If you win, though, I'm going to act like I'm you for sure.
We did get an email from Harper yesterday after the show was over. He wrote me. He's like, "Yeah, I can probably get you the fat head." I was like,
Told a couple other people about that, and they thought it was hilarious, and they thought I absolutely would do it because I would.
Oh, for sure.
But here's the thing: if you were to do that, I'm going to have to make Will come up on the stage and carry the picture, because
just have him hold it in front of his own face.
Yeah, I would do that. He'll do it, and because they give you awards and a trophy, and I only got 2 hands, so I don't want to drop the important things.
I want you to know I'm working on it. Now, I yesterday ran out of a bunch of time. Not ran out of time. Well, I did run out of time for that particular task that I was hoping to accomplish. By the way, Harper, thank you very much for reaching out, bud. It was spectacular. We appreciate it. I ran out of time yesterday because yesterday afternoon, and this was pretty rad. Yesterday afternoon, our buddy Drew Ingraham, the assistant athletic director over at FU one time, FU two time, F2 three times, Furman University, called me. He goes, hey, man, I am about to go take a tour of the renovations of Timmons Arena. Would you like to come by and see it? I was like, yeah, for sure, man. They are doing millions of dollars worth of renovation work to Timmons Arena. And yesterday, though, I got to go in there and check it out. It's going to be badass.
I do believe I was there when it first got built.
When was that?
Long time ago. I have to look, and I know there was something, I believe, on the campus that I was over there for. Obviously 20 something years ago, I believe.
Were you trying to get into some classes?
I was there on assignment.
Taking like an art history class?
There on assignment.
I got to take a tour yesterday. Very good, like a bunch of cool stuff going on. Number one, so they are transforming it. It is going to be a 360-degree arena. Yeah, there will be fans all the way around. Number two, and this I love, they're putting boxes, like luxury boxes and everything, but the boxes and everything.
By the way, it's 27 years old.
You were 27 years old? It's 27
Timmons
years old.
is, and I've been here 27 years. So
you were 27 years ago.
Maybe I was. No, I wasn't. I was like 29, but still.
Close enough. It's going to be a wraparound arena. There's going to be a walk concourse that goes all the way around and then seats up to it. But here's the part I think is going to be great. The seats are like vertical. They're on the court. It is going to be an intimidating place for teams to come visit and play basketball because the seats are on the court, right? Like they took me on the tour, got to go up to where the luxury boxes are getting built up. I was in one of the boxes. Dude, you're like over the scorer's table. Like you can look down at the scorer's table. It's wild. That's going to be a scary place for people to go play basketball games against FU, and I can't wait to see it. It's going to be a beautiful arena. So I did a tour, and they allowed me to take some pictures of the arena, and I will be posting those next week. We're going to have Drew on to talk a little bit about what they're doing, talk a little bit about the upgrades to Timmons Arena, talk a little bit about what they see that building looking like down the line, and I'm stoked, man. That's going to be one of the best college basketball arenas that you'll ever go watch a game in. I'm stoked to see it when it is done. So we'll see how that plays out. We'll see how it finishes up. They are set to open and be ready for basketball season next year. The Dins playing their hoops at the Well this year. They'll be playing downtown at the Bon Secours Wellness Arena this year while they finish up Timmons Arena. So next season, we'll kick off basketball season in the new, improved, updated Timmons Arena. It's going to be spectacular. So we'll have Drew on next week. We'll talk a little bit about that when we get there. By the way, if you are tuning in for Rashad Beard in 30 minutes, unfortunately, no Rashad Beard in 30 minutes. He has got called into his actual office job and can't make it today. We will get him lined up on the show next week since I am out tomorrow. I love you tomorrow. Lonzo, who was the best athlete so far of the 21st century? Who's the best athlete of the first quarter of the century?
You mean overall athlete, like in the world?
Yep. The best athlete of the 21st century to date.
Ryan Reynolds.
I'm not going to push back on that. I accept. I saw it yesterday. It was glorious. It was everything I hoped it would be. I loved it. All right. The answer, according to ESPN, the number one ranked athlete of the 21st century, Lonzo, they say is Michael Phelps. 28-time Olympic medalist, 23 of them gold, most medals at a single Olympics when he won 8 in 2008 in Beijing. 8 gold medals more than any athlete in a single Olympics while breaking world records in 7 of those 8 races. Eventually won 23 Olympic golds, became the most decorated Olympian of all time, effectively unbeatable. Number one athlete of the 21st century is Michael Phelps. Is that fair? A swimmer, Lonzo? Is that fair? I'll give you the next few.
It ain't like you can't look at him and go, well, that dude's not in shape, because he absolutely is. I mean, that's an amazing feat what he did.
Freaking dolphin is what he is. Serena Williams checks in at number 2. Number 3, Lionel Messi. Number 4, LeBron James. Number 5, Thomas Christopher Wayne Alfred Brady. Number 6, Roger Federer. 2 tennis players in the top 10.
Hold on. We're talking about athletes. And Tom Brady is this is a popularity contest. Never mind. I mean, because Tom Brady was great on the football field, but athletic compared to all those other guys, no. Maybe 20 years ago, when he wasn't like in his 40s.
Which is in this century.
Yeah, I guess.
That's in this century.
Yeah, but still, Tom Brady does not. Come on.
I don't say these words often.
Put all
You're
my
wrong.
put on. Yeah, but
You're wrong.
I'm not. Put
You're
all
wrong.
my when you say athlete, I'm thinking someone in shape, someone who could just jump from one sport to another, can do. And no, he is not that guy. Was he good at football? Yes. Was he good at cheating? If you consider that also a sport, yes. But athlete? No. Come on. Oh man, this is stupid.
Haters, man.
The haters.
Why do you have so many hater cuts?
They like to drink their haterade and eat their hater tots.
Who could be the biggest hater and say the dumbest stuff?
Whatever.
I really do have a lot of hater clips.
You do. And
Certified hater mode.
Tom Brady does not belong on this list. Everybody else does, but he does not.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the guy who has a fistful of Super Bowl rings.
Yeah, but you said that's not the important thing.
Sorry.
And we're talking about athletes.
A fistful of Super Bowl rings and needs the other hand for the other 2.
Okay, anyway, we're talking about athletes. We're talking about athletics.
So no Patrick Mahomes on this list.
That's fine. No, that's fine too.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is,
No,
because
it's
we're talking
not.
about athletes. All those other people are specimens.
Mhm.
They are. If you line them up, if you were saying, "Hey, aliens, here's what the best looking human beings are," here they are. You wouldn't put Dimple Chin in there with his no.
Certified hater mode.
You are not going to dissuade me from this. You are not going to change my mind. He does not belong on this list.
It's getting hot in here. So hot.
If you want to put him on the best football players of all time, that's fine.
You need to calm down.
Oh, I am not angry.
That is not real.
Yeah, the list for sure. Yeah, it's I am. I was there for everything. Some things a little more questionable than others as far as order goes. But as soon as you said that name, I'm like, come on, dude.
Tom Brady, number 5. Roger Federer, number 6. Simone Biles checks in at number 7. Tiger Woods, number 8. I can't put Tiger Woods on the list. He just plays golf.
You can't. You can't because
can't put Tiger
no,
Woods
these
up
are
there.
athletes. Not. I mean, when I think athlete, I think specimens. Tiger Woods, not one of those.
Tiger Woods was absolutely a specimen. Absolutely. Usain Bolt, number 9. Kobe Bryant, number 10. Novak Djokovic, number 11. Rafael Nadal, number 12. Ooh. Novi and Rafi. Cristiano Ronaldo, 13. Oh, Steph Curry, number 14 on the list. Katie Ledecky, 15. Tim Duncan, 16. Shaq Daddy, 17. Patty Mahomes, 18. Doesn't deserve to be on this list, though.
He doesn't. We're talking about athletes. We're not talking about athletic feats. We're talking about athletes. We're talking about. I mean, I need to know what the criteria for this list is. What did they say? How they compiled it?
Let's see. I'll go look. Why not?
You mean you don't already know, Mr. Science
No,
Guy?
I was just going with an ESPN list here. All right. They said ranking the top 100 most accomplished athletes.
Okay, see, that's different. That's not what you said.
I didn't read the article. I just started reading the list.
All right. So
The
strike
headline.
everything I just said. because human error came into play here, and someone didn't read the thing entirely. So I went on the information I was given. I apologize, Tom Brady.
The list headline is ranking the top 100 professional athletes since 2000. They say ranking the top 100 most accomplished athletes since 2000 wasn't quite so easy after all, but it sure was fun. End quote. They did this, let's see, 25 years ago, ESPN Sports Century Project ranked the top 100 North American athletes of the 20th century. Michael Jordan came in first, followed by Babe Ruth, Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, and Wayne Gretzky. Ruth should have been number one, but hey, I'm a baseball writer, writes whatever dork that wrote that sentence. Babe Ruth wasn't even the best athlete of Babe Ruth's day. You kidding me? Get out of here with that. That's weak. He said we also ranked a horse. Secretariat came in at number 35. Let's see here.
Are you not going to complain about the horse being on the list?
No, Secretariat was absolutely a beast. I just think horse racing is stupid.
Was he a great athlete among the other horse
Amongst
athletes?
all the horse athletes?
Yeah. Did he? Yeah. Okay.
I mean, of all the horse athletes, he was the best horse athlete.
Okay. All right.
I've been called a part of a horse before.
You were thinking I was for the last 10 minutes, at least.
I'm still going to say the list. Even if we just went greatest athletes, I'm good with the list. All right. I'm good with the list.
The accomplishment part, if that was said at the beginning of the thing, then I would have had nothing to say.
Lewis Hamilton, number 19. Aaron Donald, number 20. Diana Taurasi, 21. Sidney Crosby, 22. KG, Kevin Garnett, 23. Albert Pujols, 24. Floyd Mayweather, 25. Say Hey Pepe, Peyton Manning, 26. Randy Moss, 27. Nikola Jokic, 28. A little low. Little low.
Let's check it out in 10 years. And then he'll be higher up on the list probably after he wins like 4 or 5 more MVPs.
Michael Schumacher, 29. Mike Trout, number 30.
Wait. Again, accomplishment. I got to stop myself. Accomplishment. Yes, Michael Schumacher should be under for accomplishment.
You coming after the racing guys now? They're not athletes.
At first, I thought he was a jockey, and then I remembered he wasn't.
Mike Trout, 30. Clayton Kershaw, 31. Clayton Kershaw, last night, did not strike out a batter, which ended the longest consecutive streak of games with at least one strikeout at 423 games. His streak of games where he struck out at least one batter dates back to 2008. I'm good with him being on this list. Brazilian soccer player Marta at 32. Miggy Cabrera, 33. Tamika Catchings at 34. D. Wade, 35. Maya Moore, 36. Ichiro Suzuki, 37. Barry Bonds at 38. Interesting. KD, 39. Verlander, 40. Dirk at 4. Dirk is not 41. Dirk's got to be at like 25, man. Dirk was a GOAT. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 42. A-Rod, 43. Michaela Schifrin, 44. David Big Papi Ortiz, 45. Max Scherzer, 46. Jimmy Johnson, 47. Thierry Henry, 48.
Jimmy Johnson, the racer, not the...
Correct.
Okay.
Not the coach.
Okay.
Thierry Henry, 48. Ayatana Bonmati, 49. Zinedine Zidane, number 50. So there's your top 50 athletes of the century so far, presented by ESPN, but not Lonzo. He doesn't like the list at all.
Again, if the host would have read it correctly.
My man played till he was 100. Of course he's a great athlete. We'll take a look at the next 5 Panther games when we come back on the Rob Brown Show in the Fan Upstate.
QC.
All right, guys, quick read. We're coming back. Stay right there for me, please, and thank you. Bow, bow.
Exhilarating.
The best football show.
That was Michael Phelps they were showing.
Yes, it was.
What do you call that half thing ponytail?
I don't know.
New life.
An undercut ponytail.
Okay.
I know what the undercut is because I get undercuts when I grow my hair long. So we're walking through the Carolina Panthers 2024 schedule. We will be live at Panther Fan Fest tonight in Clemson, South Carolina. The Real Diesel and I will be doing wire to wire with Cole Bryson and Diesel without Cole Bryson with Rob Brown this evening from Panther Fan Fest. We have got a bunch of stuff coming up for you. Steve Smith Sr. going to join the show. Anish Shroff, the voice of the Panthers, will join the show. We are angling to get some other big guests, hopefully a couple of current players on the show as well. So make sure you tune in to the Fan Upstate this evening from 3 to 7 p.m. for a little wire-to-wire with Cole Bryson and Diesel without Cole Bryson with Rob Brown from Panther Fan Fest. Going to be a phenomenal event this evening, and I'm looking forward to getting down there and doing a show with Diesel from Fan Fest. But in the meantime, we are going top to bottom the Panthers' schedule and making our predictions. We have gotten through the first 10 games. After 10 games, Rob Brown's got them at 5-5. Lonzo's got them at 6-4. A couple of games on the right side of 500 for the great one, Lonzo. Let us continue that little adventure. As it stands right now, I've got wins over the Chargers, the Falcons, the Commanders, the Broncos, and the Saints. I've got losses to the Saints, the Raiders, the Bengals, the Bears, and the Giants. Lonzo's got a win over New Orleans, Las Vegas, Chicago, Washington, Denver, and New Orleans, and losses against the Giants, the Falcons, the Bengals, and the Chargers. We have made it through 10 weeks. Let's finish up this hour by rolling through the end of the schedule. We begin with week 11. That is the bye week for the Panthers. We roll on to week 12, November 24th. That is when the Carolina Panthers will take on Lonzo's Kansas City Chiefs. That game is at home. Patty Mahomes and Mr. Taylor Swift coming to Charlotte for this one, Lonzo.
By the way, have you seen the college player who looks and acts just like Patrick Mahomes?
Mm-mm.
You need to look. I think was it Nebraska or Oklahoma? I can't believe one. I can't remember which one. Yeah, it was in the news a bunch yesterday. He showed up to camp, same hair, same everything, and said he wants to model his game, which is not a bad thing. Model his game after.
That's
Kansas
respectful.
City. Yeah. So I said all that because his game is not going to be close. Chiefs, obviously.
Yeah, Chiefs, obviously. I'm going to agree with that. So that's going to bring 5-6 for me, 6-5 for Lonzo. I don't think we need to spend a ton of time on that one, right? Like, we know how that's going to go.
Yeah, we do.
Week 13.
Wait,
Tampa
what
Bay.
was that? That game is in.
That game's in Charlotte. We got to go.
Yeah, but it's going to be, unless we get passes, that actually will be a game it will be hard to go to probably.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. That might be a game we put in for credentials. Not going to lie. Week 13, December 1st, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers visit Charlotte, North Carolina. It is the first of a pair of matchups with the Bucs in a 5-week span. December 1st, 4:05 p.m., the Buccaneers visiting Charlotte. Great one. I don't believe in Tampa Bay this year. I believe in Baker Mayfield, but I don't believe in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm actually going to give the Carolina Panthers the dub at the house over Tampa. That moves them to 6-6 for me. We got a 500 ball club.
All right, I'm going to give the Panthers a loss here just because of Canales' knowledge of Tampa Bay. I think it's going to hurt them in the first game, not necessarily the second game, but the first game. I think it's going to it's going to hurt them, and Carolina will win the game against.
You said you were going to. I thought you were going to give Carolina the L. You're going to give Carolina
I'm
the
giving
W.
Carolina the win here.
Okay.
I'm not in the next game. But
Week
still.
14, up to the city of brotherly love on December 8th at 1 p.m. when the Panthers take no primetime games for Carolina this year, by the way.
They don't deserve them. I mean,
Fair.
you can't be critical of it. The fact that they were the worst team in the league last year, they don't deserve it.
That's fair. Hand them the L here. I'm giving them the L to Philly. If this was in Carolina, I'd have to think about it. Honestly, I'd probably still hand them the L because this football team's pretty good. Now, is Jalen Hurts him? I don't know. A lot of questions to be answered this year, but I'm going to go ahead and hand the L to the Cats against the Eagles.
I mean, how much of a loss will Kelsey be from a leadership standpoint? It won't be such a loss that will help them lose to Carolina. Carolina will lose this game for sure.
For sure. We go to Week 15. This is December 15th. The Dallas Cowboys come back to Arlington Stadium, Carolina edition. There's going to be a lot of silver and blue in that stadium. Unfortunately, there's going to be a star affixed to most of it, I think. I've never worried about Dallas in the regular season. Dallas is good in the regular season. They will be again here. Stick another L on the Cats.
I hope Cole's back in the United States so he can hear me say Dallas is the kings of mid, but they're going to be better than Carolina.
Correct. Yeah. Could not agree more. Week 16, the Cats come back to the house, the bank, invaded by Kyler Murray in the battle of short king QBs. Let's just get it out there before Lonzo giggles like a schoolgirl into the microphone. I'm back and forth. I'll give Carolina the win at the house over Arizona.
I'm just curious who would run faster with the cell phone. I'm probably going to go with Kyler there, but not for the game. I'm going to go with Carolina to win the game.
Week 17, as we roll to the end of the schedule, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, December 29th. It is the second matchup against the Bucs in a 5-week period, this time down in sunny Central Florida, and I will give Carolina the L on the road. I basically, for the NFC South games, split them up. Carolina wins 3 at the house, lose 3 on the road. They take the road trip L to the Bucs, who may still be in NFC South contention and playing football at this point.
Canales no longer factors into this game. Tampa Bay wins.
Okay. And we wrap it up. Week 18. Do not have a time on this because obviously it will depend on playoff impact here. The Atlanta Falcons on the road are the Carolina Panthers to wrap up NFC South play in Week 18. Gonna stick another L on this one. Great one.
Yeah, at this point, Atlanta will have already won the division. And
you know what?
It might be resting their guys, but I'm going to go with Atlanta.
Yeah, I factored that in.
You might actually get to see the rookie at this point.
I factored that in as this might be a good spot for Michael Penix to make his debut. It really might be a good spot for Michael Penix to make his debut here because I think I agree with you. I think Atlanta's got the division wrapped up going into Week 18. Now, it is going to depend on Tampa. It would behoove Carolina to win against Atlanta. You can't factor this when you're putting a game together. But in the grand scheme of things, it would behoove Carolina to drop Tampa twice in those 2 games and take them out of the mix Because if Tampa's not contending with the Atlanta Falcons, Atlanta will have the NFC South wrapped up before week 18, not going into it. And if that ends up being the case, Atlanta might be on playoff prep rest. I'm still going to stick the L there, okay? Because you're going to get the starters for a minute, and I think Michael Penix Jr. is going to be just fine. So I'm going to stick the L there. Don't be shocked if I'm wrong about that one. Don't be shocked if I got that one wrong. So when it's all said and done, let's do this. Let's run to a break. When we come back, I'll tell you what the total's wrapped up to be. We'll tell you what the win-loss total is for the great one. The win-loss total is for Rob Brown. We'll go up and down the schedule, and we will ask you, are we being overly optimistic for Carolina here? I think it's a possibility. I do. I've been excited for this team since Dave Canales showed up. His first hire I actually really like. But are we being overly optimistic, or are our predictions fair? We'll talk about that when we come back on the Rob Brown Show in the Fan Upstate.
New life.
All right, guys, one more and we're back. Stay right there for me.
That looks like Mahomes.
Oh, Dillarella, yeah, okay.
Have you seen his hair and stuff?
I have
now, though?
not.
Yeah, you should look it up.
Fair.
Patrick Mahomes should get a haircut just to mess with him. The reason why he's not is because Head and Shoulders, I believe. He's talked several times about cutting his hair, but I'm guessing the sponsor has something to do with why he hasn't. Think that's really Troy Polamalu's hair still, or you think he's wearing a wig? I wouldn't say that to him if he was in the room. I'm trying to figure out if Rob even listened to anything I just said. I don't think he did. I think he just smiled and pretended like he heard me.
You're talking about Patrick Mahomes' hair. I didn't bring anything with caffeine in it today.
I would offer you something, but even though it's sugar free, it might ruin your thing. Got some cherry Dr. Pepper Zero in there. Can't find it around here, but went to the beach. My wife came back with 3 cases of it because we can't find it around here. Next time you go to the Colt store, see if you see any for me.
The Colt store.
Yes. There's also someone complaining about them raising the hot dog prices there.
No.
You got to stop doing that thing.
Dude, I'm
yeah,
fighting for my life right now.
If you want to fight so we can wake you up, I can do that.
I don't. but
I don't want
thanks.
to. If I tense up, it might hurt.
So Lonzo and I have walked through the schedule of the Carolina Panthers, and here is how we have got it turned out. Lonzo has given credit for 8 wins. 8 wins for the Carolina Panthers. That brings their total record to 8-9, according to the Great One. I've got them at 7-10. So here's my question. With an over-under win total this year set by Vegas that started at 4.5, gamblers jumped all over it. It ended up pushing that win total from 4.5 up to 5.5. I've got him at 7 wins. Lonzo's got him at 8 wins. Are we being overly optimistic right now? I don't think we are, but also I'm the one that made the picks. I'm the one that made my picks. I don't think we're being overly optimistic. I think this team's I think it's got all the potential laid right in front of it. I think all the potential is right there to be a very good football team. Yeah, I won't say very good. To be an average football team, which for this team, average would be a wonderful step up in quality from the past couple of years. I think it's got the weapons. Now, I am also going to say, Great One, this record is hinged on the assumption that Xavier Legette is going to step up.
That'll be great, man.
Because
I think it's more about Bryce Young. I really do. If he can improve over last year, which there's a lot to improve, I think if his feet get right and he's able to complete more passes, I know how that sounds, but I also believe it's going to be a running team, and we'll see what they do there. I don't think this is on the defense; it's on the offense, and they have the potential to win as many games as either one of us said. They also have the potential to do the same thing they did last year. We just do not know. I think I was more optimistic last year. So, and I'm shocked that I picked them to have that many wins. But it's quality of opponent too. And as you pointed out, the 10th easiest schedule. I mean,
10th easiest. And as far as last year's win-loss totals, which is how we dictate strength of schedule, the other teams that are kind of in that market, in that range of the market, are all about the same, right? So you're looking at relatively middle of the pack when it comes to strength of schedule. I will say this. Obviously, a lot of it has to do with the growth and development of Bryce Young. Obviously, it's going to hinge on if he is more comfortable this year running the offense, if he's more comfortable in the pocket. All these things I agree with. But as I've said 1,000 times, and will 1,000 more, Bryce Young is not Tom Brady. Bryce Young is not a dude that can take a Wes Welker and turn him into a Pro Bowler. He's just not. Now, it's not to say he can't be that guy long term.
We don't know that for sure. He hasn't had the time to do that. If he gets the time to do that, maybe he can be that guy.
Maybe he can down the line for sure. Do I think he's doing it in
maybe
year
we'll
two?
see that he's as good as Nicole thought he was.
Do I think he's doing that in year two? No, I don't think he's there yet. And this is why I have said a lot of times so far, to sit here and pretend like a quarterback isn't made or broken by his weapons, to me, is frankly kind of silly. If you ask a quarterback to go out there and throw the football, my question always will be, who's he throwing to? Right? That is why I'm leaning on
That'll be great, man.
Xavier Legette to kind of be a dude. You made the move to go get this guy. You made the move to bring this guy in. You made the move to make him wide receiver number 1 down the line. You're allowing Adam Thielen, I think, to move back to his natural slot wide receiver position. You have set up for the talent that you have. You've set them all up. But I think you need a John Mingo growth year. I think you are asking on a rookie to step up and not be good, be great. I think you're asking for a rookie to step up and to be great in year number 1. And I don't know that I want to rely on that. So I will say this. By probably week 3 or 4, you will at that point play a couple of homers, a couple of roadies. I think we'll have a better idea of what the talent level around Bryce Young is going to shape up to be. It's got to be better than last year, all right? Just in terms of what he had to or not to work with last year, Bryce Young was working with an empty cupboard last year. Not just with an empty cupboard, but with an empty cupboard that was being coached and directed by a guy earlier in the season who just didn't get it, and by a coach later in the season that was asked to step into a dumpster fire inside of a slightly larger dumpster fire and do something with it, which that's not how it works. That's not how it works. So because of that, I feel like 7-10 is the best I can do. I can't get you to 8 wins. I can get you to 7. And I get you to 7 with the acknowledgement that if we don't see Keon Coleman jump up, if we don't see John Mingo take a step forward, if Adam Thielen ends up having to make his way back over to wide receiver 1 because nobody else can do it, I got bad news. I got bad news about where you're headed next. It'll be right back to the dunk tank, okay? It'll be right back to the dunk tank because what you're working with now, I'm not saying that it's a guarantee. It's absolutely not that they get to even 7 wins. I think 7 is me being about as optimistic as I can be. But I think it is going to be a lot of wide receiver growth to get there. I think it is going to take a lot of wide receiver growth to get there. I think it's going to take a couple of dudes stepping up to be absolute dudes. I think it is going to take a couple of guys that have got to become a Bryce Young outlet. A couple of guys that can be the moment, in the moment for Bryce Young to get comfortable, to be able to develop, to have guys that he trusts. And for the record, a lot of that is going to have to do with Dave Canales understanding and drawing this up the correct way. A lot of this is going to have to do with Dave Canales, as he's already said he's going to, finding the comfort level with Bryce Young, finding Bryce Young's comfort level, finding the things, the offense inside that Bryce Young is used to, is comfortable with, and developing that to Bryce Young. Zach popped into the stream chat, said they got to run the ball more to let Bryce be effective in the passing game, and the O-line has got to protect him more than last year when he got hit a lot. Well, what did the Panthers do in the offseason? I wish they would have done maybe a little bit more to add to the running back stable, right? You got Chuba Hubbard. You did go get John Brooks, but John Brooks is coming off of that ACL injury from last year. And so what John Brooks is going to be capable of, and maybe more importantly, when he'll be capable of it, is a big old fat question mark right now. I think John Brooks has got it in him. I'll tell you who I heard somebody use as a comp for John Brooks once, a comparative player, was Todd Gurley at the NFL level. And I really like that. I really like that comp. I think that's a good fit. But we don't know when he's available. We don't know when he's available, how he'll be available. Is he fully? Is he 100%? Is he a guy you got to protect, a guy you got to limit carries for? I don't know. I will say this. They added to the guard spots, Damian Lewis, Robert Hunt, both coming over, which to me was the weak spot last year on a bad offensive line. That was the bad part of a bad offensive line. So you addressed a couple of the needs. I still do think you have got to make sure that Bryce Young's comfortable in the offense and that Dave Canales is comfortable calling a game for Bryce Young that allows Bryce Young to be, and stay comfortable. You do those things, I think 7 wins is genuinely a realistic possibility. Lonzo, I don't think we're being overly optimistic here.
I don't think so either. Zach also said, don't we have Miles Sanders and Rashid Penny? He retired yesterday.
Rashad Penny retired.
Sorry.
He stepped away. Penny retired. So your running back depth chart right now, I think Chuba Hubbard's 1. I think Miles Sanders is 2. Here's the thing. We all saw what you overpaid Miles Sanders to do last year. Do I think Carolina made a bad decision bringing Miles Sanders in? No, I do not. Miles Sanders was a guy who was a Super Bowl caliber running back like a year before. All right. I don't have an issue with Carolina rolling the dice on Miles Sanders, but what I will have an issue with is not recognizing that it didn't work and going back to that well. Can't do that.
Here's one thing about it. Chuba Hubbard was used to going through a ton of coaches, and Miles Sanders was not. I just want to believe that factored into it.
That's fair. That's fair. I think you've got to lean on the run game. I totally agree. I will tell you one thing that concerns me quite a bit. What concerns me quite a bit is you got to lean on the run game with a stable of running backs that are good but not great, right? Miles Sanders was disappointing. Chuba Hubbard is, I think, should probably, and we'll know tonight when we're live at Panther Fan Fest down in Clemson, Chuba Hubbard should be RB1. Do we disagree? Is that an agreement? Are we in agreement with that? Chuba Hubbard should be RB1 coming into the season?
Every coach comes in and moves him back. Why is that?
I don't know.
I mean, does he not practice as hard as the other guys or something? When he gets in the game, he runs hard and he does a real good job, but it seems like coaches move him back when they take over the team. We know because there have been multiple coaches. So I don't know. I would think, yes, he should be number one, but we'll see.
We will. I think he should be. I think he can be. I think he will be. We'll find out. But I think the biggest problem you bump into is you've got a necessity for the run game. I don't trust the running backs. And if the running backs can't do anything special this year, Bryce Young basically gets hung out to dry, man. Basically gets hung out to dry at that point.
By the way, I do this daily, but stop listening to me phone, because now my top thing on X is Rashad Penny retired this week. Hasn't been on there since he retired. Suddenly we say it and it's up there. Whatever. Phone.
I don't think there's much that I like more than watching Lonzo's constant fight against Tech. It's my favorite thing. It's the best. Hey,
should I break news about Travis Kelce getting a 99 on Madden?
It's what? It's him. It's Tyreek.
Do you have a problem with it?
No.
Okay. All right.
I mean, as the tight ends go, he's the only one. Kittle.
Kansas City just threw up a thing on X about.
I mean, giving him anything less would have been
disrespectful for
Sports
sure.
Flash.
Wow, look at you. With music this time, which makes it a lot better. The U.S. men's basketball team won their second group stage game, 103-86 over South Sudan, behind 18 points off the bench from Bam Adebayo and 14 from Kevin Durant. LeBron James recorded 12 with 7 rebounds and 5 assists. Jason Tatum played 17 minutes after not playing in game 1, while Joel Embiid saw no action. Steph Curry took the night off, going 0 for 6 beyond the arc and like making one other is bad. Bench him forever. The U.S. women's soccer team has moved on to the quarterfinals with a 2-1 win over Australia behind goals from Trinity Rodman and Corbin Albert. The win sets up a knockout round matchup with Japan. And make sure you tune in this afternoon from 3 to 7 p.m. as Wire to Wire comes to you live from Panther Fan Fest. Diesel and special guest Rob Brown will talk with Panthers players and coaches about the upcoming season.
Is arthritic joint pain keeping you from doing the things you love? Bone on bone pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulders? Hey, it's Charlie James. There are exciting new cellular therapies that can get you lasting relief. Houston Kinetics is helping patients.
So I forget why, Zach. I was going to read the article that popped up on my X suddenly when we talked about it, but now it's gone. No lie. Weird. So weird. Is it the government? Is it robots? Or is it aliens? Or is it alien robots that rule our government? I don't know. I'm experimenting to see if like some sort of Illuminati sign pops up on my X feed. No, I had a ailment yesterday, so I was unable to go. I don't want to be specific about the ailment, but trust me, it's excusable. Or you would say, "Oh, okay." I did watch it at home. Unfortunately, I couldn't go, and I was planning to go all along. Just wasn't going to stay the whole time. I feel especially guilty when we have someone from an organization on, and then so I was going to go anyway.
single time, you're gonna do it again. I will wade through the ocean of negativity on my own. I will brave the treacherous waters of pessimism like the captain that I am. These are seas that you sailed many times, so these are records I'm familiar with. Sailed them. I live on them. They are me. I am them. Every time there's this storyline, the Pelicans have beat the Kings every time they play. Until the playoffs, it's inevitable.
According to Fightful, Joe Hendry says that WWE and TNA have worked out an agreement that lets him train at the Performance Center full time.
Interesting.
We already know that Shawn Michaels believes because he said he did. So
We all believe, right?
100% in this room.
100% believing.
So you haven't gotten to the song yet.
No.
Okay.
Final hour of the Rob Brown Show goes now. It is the fan upstate. Rob Brown, the great one, Lonzo, with you today. 844-326-3663. That is the number to join us on the Renewal by Anderson of the Carolinas fan phone. 844-326-3663. You can shoot us a text on our text line at 71307, 71307. Start your text with FAN, F-A-N, FAN, F-A-N. We'll read them on the air. Shoot us a tweet at The Rob Brown Show, at Lonzo on Word, at The Fan Upstate if you want to get to everybody. And I will remind you all that coming up, it is my Friday. Got to get down on Friday. You are correct. Rob Brown off tomorrow. I will be over in Atlanta, Georgia, a little bachelor party weekend with the fellas. So we are off tomorrow. I am off tomorrow. Lonzo's going to be here still.
I won't be on the air.
He will not be on the air.
Not good enough. But I will be working.
He will be here. He will be in the studio. So you can send him all the love and affection on Twitter that he can possibly handle, and then a little bit more. Rashad Beard, unfortunately, unable to make it today. He will rejoin us next week. He was good to go for tomorrow, but again, not here tomorrow. So we look forward to Carolina Panther Fan Appreciation Day tonight. Fan Fest.
Which side are you sitting on?
I believe that we will be doing the show live from Little John Coliseum.
Oh, okay.
They are putting us in the press box upstairs, so we'll be looking down over the fan festivities this evening, myself and the Real Diesel on the show. That'll be a good time. That'll be a lot of fun.
So you get, as opposed to what your normal thing is. So you guys would be sitting in comfort while it's a hot day outside.
Air conditioning, baby. Big fan.
All right.
Big
fine.
fan.
So not out in the elements where you should be, amongst the people.
We'll be walking over. So the show's obviously ending at 7. Practice starts at 6:30. It is open. If you have tickets, it is open. So I will walk over at 7 and go watch probably 45 minutes or so before I get on the road to Atlanta. I'll go get eyes on the team, and I will break down and diagnose with great extent Bryce Young's footwork, because that's what Lonzo cares about.
You don't?
No, I do quite a bit.
I was going to say it's pretty important.
I do quite a bit. I have been watching film, what's been made available, which is obviously not a ton. And obviously when it is put together by the Cats, you're going to get the best version.
Yeah. They're not going to show the 5 interceptions. He didn't throw 5 interceptions, but if he did, they wouldn't show you that.
Correct. So I will go get eyes on, and I will check out Bryce Young's footwork, and we'll see how it plays out, but I'm intrigued. Looking forward to that. We'll be live 3 to 7 on Wire to Wire with Cole Bryson and Diesel, without Cole Bryson with Diesel. Zoe, I am going to ask you for a favor here. And I know we are very early. I need you to cover for me for like 3 minutes. Can we do that? With something?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I know
we
it's a
can do
weird spot.
that.
I got to
Yeah,
take care of
yeah.
something real quick
All right.
that I
all
was
right.
just informed of. So give me like 3 minutes and I'll come right back.
All right. I'll do this thing. I will
Talk
prove
about
that
Bryce Young, but not make short jokes.
I'm going to unapprove why I'm not good enough. Let us go to the text line. Steven wants to know if Rob will be eating wings in Atlanta. I don't know what you're implying there, Steven. There may be some famous place in Atlanta that possibly serves wings. Seem to recall someone being in trouble for going to one of those wings place because they also do other things. And it's possible that I may have heard that he might be doing that thing. We shall see. Also, when it comes to Panthers Fest, you guys really should go check it out. It is in Clemson. I won't be going because I'm not allowed there, but Rob and Diesel will have a good time. And I cannot wait to hear the interview with Steve Smith Sr. because I am really excited about some of the things that he's been doing lately. Never thought, dude, he has a personality, but I didn't think he had that kind of personality where he's able to go and do different jobs. And he's no Mike Rowe, but he's out there doing different jobs in football. So you would get an idea of what it's like to be on the sidelines or to be a referee or to be a lot of things that we don't get to see the background of those guys who are out there and are just as important to football as, well, kind of important to football. All right. So they need to be there for football to actually be the product that we love to see. I'm also looking forward to tonight. This is probably the first time in a long time that I'm looking forward to a Hall of Fame game. I have been to Canton McKinley and Hall of Fame Stadium. That is where Canton McKinley High School used to play their football games in, and I don't know if they still do, but this was when I was there. This was, I don't know, I want to say 40 years ago. No, actually more like 45 years. No, it couldn't have been 45. It was about 40 years ago. We went there my senior year of high school because they wanted us to see what a real high school football team looks like, which was pretty, it hurt, but we went to see them, and those guys were like twice the size as us. And it was amazing to watch. This was before they got lights, before the Hall of Fame expanded to what it is now. So I'm looking forward tonight because I get to see Ohio again, but I get to see what CJ Stroud looks like. If he plays any at all, I'm sure he's going to play some. Chicago wimping out, though. I think you got to play some of your guys, but is this a product of the fact that preseason is now only 3 games? Because before that last game, that third game or fourth game, when it was 4 games, that was when all the guys who were trying to make the team would play. So is it a reversal now? So are they doing it where they are trying to get that out of the way first so they know right away? And that's not good for the players who are trying to make a team, because they're going to have to show out a lot quicker than they would before, because coaches are going to have to make that decision faster, because the dress rehearsal now is becoming the third game, the last game, so they can see what they got before the actual season starts. And it's going to get even worse if they actually go down to 2 games. If they're going to expand to 18 games, which they absolutely will eventually, because they probably need to, because some people tune out for preseason games, it's going to be even harder to make a team. And then more than likely, it's going to be the UFL where they're going to get players from, where they're going to develop guys, which is kind of cool anyway. But at the same time, part of the fun is watching the guys who are trying to make the team. That's that guy who stands out among all those guys, and you're like, oh wow, that guy. Why is that guy's going to make the team? And if he doesn't make, like, let's say in this case, Chicago or Houston, maybe another team picks him up, because those guys will jump around some, and then when they get picked up, will end up making a team and making a name for themselves. So hopefully we'll get to see some of that tonight. But there was a time when they could not play a night game in Canton Stadium because they had no lights. And when I went there, our coach said, if you win this last game, I will burn my hat and I will take you to Canton Stadium.
Burn the hat?
And he burnt the hat because we won the last game. We were not very good.
What was the significance of the hat?
He never took it off.
Oh.
Yeah. And very shaggy hair.
Okay, I got the image of one of those old coaching straw hats. Like the big
no. It was a ball cap.
Okay.
And but he had real bushy hair. He was the auto shop guy. So he looked like if you lined all the teachers up, you would go, that guy. Auto shop
That's
guy.
the one.
Yeah. So, and then they took us to Canton, and I was explaining how much bigger those guys were there, and it was pretty cool to be next to the Hall of Fame. But I never actually got to go into it.
Really?
Yeah. That guy also was drunk on the way home when we were in the back of the truck and thought we were going to die. But whatever.
Wait, driving the truck?
Yeah.
Not great, Bob.
Unfortunately.
Not great, Bob. Don't like that. So Hall of Fame game. No starters for the Bears tonight. Do you care? Are you watching anyway?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it just because just the fact that I've been in that stadium and I want to see whatever amount CJ Stroud plays, I want to watch.
Are they playing their starters?
I haven't heard that they weren't.
Yeah, I haven't either.
So
I
while you
imagine
were out,
it would have made news like the Bears did if they decided not to.
while you were out of the room, I was talking about the fact that, there's only 3 preseason games now. And I think some teams are going to make this first game be like the 4th game.
I mean, it is, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think
And it's
that
unfortunate because those guys are the maybe late bloomers that by the 4th preseason game something would click and they would make a team. And now they're going to have to do
they
it a
would
whole lot
make
faster.
A team.
Well, there's those guys that are like on the edge and they had that standout game in the 4th preseason game when they get to play the entire game and they truly get a feel for the NFL. And then suddenly, even if they don't make the team that they're on presently, they would latch on to another team. Now it's going to be harder to do.
Yeah. It's listen, this was the compromise to go to 17 games, right? We'll add more regular season game, but we want one less, which is weird to me because again, usually game 1, the starters play a quarter. Game 2, the starters play a half, maybe a series or 2 in the second half to kind of give them the feeling of coming out of a locker room and maintaining that intensity through halftime. And then usually your starters play a series 2 max at game 3 and game 4. So it's weird to me that they were like, yeah, we'll do an extra game where we actually have to play in return for one coming off the schedule that we barely play, but they did it. And that's fine. Whatever. More football is never going to hurt my feelings. I don't care. So DeMeco Ryans, by the way, has not confirmed. He was asked yesterday if he planned on playing his starters when the Bears weren't. And his response was, you guys will see who will play on Thursday.
Good. He's not obligated to tell anyone.
No, not at all. Not at all. He said, I'm not going through a list of who's playing and who's not playing. I'm not going through that list. You guys will see who plays on Thursday.
I'm guessing the league probably chastised Chicago for letting everyone know because people automatically will tune out. There are some people who go, hey, they're not playing their starters. Why am I watching?
I get it. At the same time, I think you would have been in for a bigger bleep storm had everybody tuned in to see Caleb Williams and then he never shows up dressed, right? Like, I think you would have probably taken a lot more heat.
All right, so
because you'd have baited switched me is what you'd have done if he didn't play, but you didn't tell me.
In that case, you get media attention, whether it's good or bad. You get media attention. In this case, you get nothing for them not playing.
I just found something really gross on Twitter. I'm going to put it on the screen. It's really
Are
gross.
you sure you should do that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's really gross. And the fact that I had to look at it means I need all of you to have to look at it as well. A white Packers helmet.
Okay. I was, yeah.
Gross, dude.
Yeah. The white helmets work for some teams like Cincinnati. The Bengals white helmet.
Bengals
is
whites
sweet.
are good.
It is.
Bengals whites are good.
That not so much.
White Packers helmet. The logo, the green logo, the green G, still there. But it's a white helmet.
Here's the thing. I didn't notice the helmet at first. It kind of disappeared in the jersey until you pointed it out. It's like, oh, I'm just looking at how his head was cut off behind the logo. It's like, why is that? Okay.
White Packers. GOE Bible Study says that looks like a high school helmet. It does, dude. If you would have shown me this picture of just the helmet and been like, Greer High School has a new helmet this year, I'd have been like, dope. I like it. I don't like it for the Packers, man. You have got, there's very few like other teams I say this about. But Green Bay, you can't wear alternate helmets, okay? You can't do it. There's a lot of alternate helmets I actually really like. I like when the Falcons go throwback reds. All right, despite the fact that I think creamsicle orange is the worst football color ever, I like when the Bucks go throwback. I like when the Saints wear the black hats. The Bengals whites are nice. The Vikings whites would look nice, except they made the Viking horn white too. So it's just an all-white helmet with a purple triangle.
Risking major repercussions for being so disparaging towards the team.
Not disparaging.
That the GM downstairs is.
I'm gonna go ahead and put it out. And if he happens to be listening,
I mean,
shoot me a text right now.
We could text him and ask him.
We could.
What he thinks about the. I mean, it's a legitimate question from the biggest Packer fan we know.
You know what? I'm gonna send him a screen cap of it.
Yeah, you should do
like,
that.
what do you think?
And ask him what he thinks, because you and I can have an opinion on it, but we're not, big Packer fans like he is.
Here's my opinion.
He's not a big Packer fan either. He lost a lot of weight. He looks good.
Here's my opinion on this. There's not a lot of teams that I would say this about, okay? The Packers have one of the most iconic, historic looks in the NFL and should not be doing this, all right? Your helmet is your throwback. Your helmet is everything. And you're changing you're going all, I get it, you want to move some merch, but here's the thing. Dude, they're wearing them with regular jerseys. This isn't like theme. I mean, they're going all white, but this is regular Pack stuff. I think the white pants and the white helmet, but the jersey's the same. Wear a different jersey. Wear a different jersey. It's a bad look, man. I don't like it at all. Not one bit. All right, Hall of Fame game tonight. No Caleb Williams, no Bears starters. D'Amico Ryan has not said whether or not the Houston Texans are going to go with their starters tonight. I really hope they do. I also want to see year 2 CJ Stroud. Now that everybody knows who he is, I want to see year 2 CJ Stroud as well with some film on him now. All right, we'll talk some more football later on, but we got to run to a break. Why? Because it's Thursday, and you know what that means. Fight Club. And we got to give Fight Club a few extra minutes today. Why? Because it's SummerSlam weekend. One of the big 4 taking place from Cleveland, right? In Cleveland this year, the home of The Miz. Cleveland, Ohio, the site of this year's SummerSlam. Talk about, we're making picks. We're making picks.
Well, we always make picks. They won't count for anything because I'm not on tomorrow night. But still.
We're on next week.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we'll see.
I could probably come on next week. I said probably, not definitely. Fight Club next on the Rob Brown Show in the Fan Upstate.
From here forward, as long as he's in school, that will be my K Klubnik eye roll. See, again, at least it's doing it in the same spot every single time, and I cannot figure out why. Looked at the commands and nothing.
Thank you for doing that. I'm very sorry.
We're good. I could have panicked like guard.
All right, guys, give me just a second. I'll be right back. Tour de France calves.
When I pushed the 7-man sled by myself,
Vascular.
because I hated him so much, and I actually moved the thing, and then I fell off, and other coaches were yelling. He's like, "Nope, let him lay there." And then every part of me cramped that night, and I was living in my mom's house by myself because she was living across the street. I had to grab the shag carpet and crawl to the bathtub, just using my hands to drag myself there. Usually you can straighten your leg out and get to, but they both legs locked, closed. It was so bad. Probably should have been better hydrated, I'm guessing. The hose pipe with the PVC wouldn't give me enough water.
You gotta drill another hole in it.
Yeah, I know. It's time for the Fight Club, where even though we're playing hurt, we're actually what? It's
We don't get hurt.
Dude, it just disappeared.
What the hell are you talking about?
The Fight Club, you notice there's no music?
Yeah.
You see
Oh,
my
it just stopped?
Do you see my hands? My hands,
okay.
my hands are over here. It just disappeared. But anyway, so I have to figure out what the heck happened there. Hopefully that doesn't happen to anything else. We're playing a little hurt today, but we're still playing. And last night, AEW was at the well with many of our friends of the show.
Friends of the show.
I have some questions for Rob because I can have observations of watching at home, and he was actually in the well to see it.
Yes, he was.
I will tell you that the TV, and it could be the way the mics were situated, I don't know. The crowd did not seem that live.
So couple
They
of things.
seemed very confused with MJF. They didn't know who to root for.
So here's the thing. The last time MJF was in the area, he was really very tweener. He's full heel, and he was giving us the full classic heel treatment. You bunch of inbred hicks. I represent all of America, but I'm ashamed to represent this place.
Speaking of which, Excalibur was doing it too. Wait till you watch. I've never heard him do it before, and we got
an Excalibur heel turn.
I did. Yeah, he was saying some underneath things about South Carolina.
Really?
I was offended. I've lived here half my life. I was offended.
I like it.
I'm rip that mask off.
Give us a classic heel, man. Yeah, he was going classic heel, and the crowd just didn't know, because when he came out, there was a pop, like a face pop, and then he immediately started ripping into Greenville, South Carolina, the whole area, and then it got to be very confusing. And I think on top of that, there were a bunch of folks like me, dudes that like to cheer on the heel just to try to irritate people around us. And there were a few of us that were like, yeah, would it be mean to us? We appreciate that.
Well, and then you bring Will Ospreay out to praise the country, even though he's not from the country. I thought that was a little confusing. It came across as confusing.
The problem is, this story traditionally gets told the other way around, right?
Yeah.
The story is the other way around, where Ospreay takes the international title and he makes it the British title. And then you got to send an American to Wembley to go win it off the guy. And on top of that, because Will Ospreay coming into this story was crazy over, you got to have Ospreay win in Wembley. So you're going to have a Brit winning the American title off of an American in Wembley in England. And so it puts American audiences in a weird spot, because we want to root for the American guy. We want to like the concept of the American title, but then you got this guy in MJF carrying it who comes in and just insults everything about us and where we live. So it's a good concept. I think it's real tough to execute. Now, if there's anybody that can pull it off, it's MJF. But it's just it's a tough spot to put a guy in to have him tell that story. And for Ospreay, kind of the exact opposite, right? Like, you have a story where a Brit is coming in and going, the concept of an American title is bad and dumb. I'm going to win this thing and make it the international title again. Thanks for listening, American audience. Like, it's just a weird spot to put those guys in. I'm not saying it's bad and it can't be done, But it's just a weird spot.
Ospreay especially seemed like he was struggling a little bit with it because he didn't know what to do with the crowd reaction.
Yeah, and I think that's it because when
and he is, you and I keep saying it, and I still believe it.
Best
He is
wrestler on the
best
planet.
wrestler on the planet. Didn't know how to handle that.
Yeah, and again, like it's a bit of an awkward story. It's a bit of a tough spot because how do you stand up there? And I appreciate what he did by, saying how great America is and he's glad to be here and all that. But at the end of the day, we know where this goes. This belt is being fought for in England by an Englishman who's going to win this belt. I don't know that I would know what to come out with there either, right? Like, how do you handle that? Hey, I love you guys. I love this country. I love Greenville. I love South Carolina. I'm glad to be here. Everything's amazing. And now I'm going to go take the American flag off of this championship and run. Like, it's a tough spot that kind of forces both guys into what should be a tweener role, but neither one of them is.
So to me, the start of the show was shaky, but the end of the show was excellent. Never, and you've heard me say this many times, not a big fan of the Millennial Cowboy until now. I mean, his ultra heel turn, or is he a heel? I mean, you understand why he's doing the things. It's Drew McIntyre to a degree, except
Sure.
a lot more violent. And I thought that match was great.
That match was great, and it was great in person too. And you know what you're going to get with Darby Allin. You're going to get some, oh my God, Darby, please stop.
Yeah,
from friend of the show, Darby Allin.
The steps thing is like, oh no, he's not gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, he did just.
He
do
did the
that.
thing.
Yeah.
And
jumping off the sign, that was nice. He also hit that stiff. I'm like, oh man, that got some ribs there.
Yeah. Darby Allin does dumb things for a living, and I appreciate the entertainment value we get out of it. Hangman's great, man. Like, he's always been great. I love the character because he can flip it around and go Millennial Cowboy and talk about, mental health issues and saving the planet. All things I'm on board with people knowing and understanding and working towards. And then he can turn around and go old school Wild West Cowboy and just beat the hell out of anybody that's in front of him. It's a great back and forth for this
I wish
guy.
you still had the eye patch though. I mean,
Yeah,
because
that's pretty
the
good.
eye patch was pretty wicked. So overall, you've seen AEW twice now, right?
I've seen them a lot more because when I was in Jacksonville when they were getting their start. So I saw early AEW stuff when I lived down there. But in the Carolinas, that is the third AEW show. I think we've done 2 here and 1 in Columbia. That was the second one here.
No, this is the first
Was
one.
that the first one
ever.
here?
Yeah.
All right, then I've done 1 here, 1 in Columbia. I thought I did the third one, maybe not. I thought I did one like early.
Maybe you jumped over to Georgia or something.
It might have been.
But still, I know those 2 for sure. So compare the 2. Compare the Columbia crowd to the Greenville crowd, because the Greenville crowd is usually pretty hype as far as wrestling goes.
It was okay, honestly. And we had this whole conversation. Me, Jack, and Joey B is our little wrestling trio. We had this conversation. And this is a ramification of the philosophy behind AEW, which is it is a wrestling company that is run by wrestlers, right? And the result of that is the fans that come to the show. Joey B said it best. He said, you go to WWE for the drama and the storylines. You come to AEW shows for good wrestling, right? Like, that's what it is. You come for good wrestling matches. And the problem is most wrestling fans are not in it for the wrestling matches. They're in it for the storylines that involve wrestling matches. And so the fans that come to AEW shows, you're not going to get, like Monday Night Raw when we went, it was to the rafters full.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last night, the entire upstairs was tarped off.
Yeah.
right?
I didn't want to bring that up, but I
Yeah.
figured with the camera
and I say this
angles,
lovingly
yeah.
and respectfully as somebody who loves AEW and promotes them as often as possible. The upstairs was taped off and the top half of the bottom bowl was sparse, right? Because the people who come to that show are wrestling fans, wrestling fans. And so you're not going to get as many, but the ones that are there for wrestling. So the entertainment, the promos, they don't hit like they do in WWE because we're just ready for the next match to start. And that is why I said last night, again, out of love, I want them to come here all the time. But that is a show that feels more like an indie show that deserves to be, or that should be, and like a 3,000 seat arena, not a 17,000 seat arena.
All right, Texter, who complained that we don't talk enough AEW.
There you go.
There we go. One of the biggest events of the summer every year is WWE SummerSlam. Next year is going to be 2 nights, so we're going to get a lot more, but we get 1 night in Cleveland, which is all you need. Trust me, been to Cleveland. Starting this Saturday, I believe it kicks off at 7:00. Let us start with WWE Women's Championship match.
I have gotten a response from the boss downstairs. I sent him the screen cap of the helmet for the Packers and said, how do we feel about Pack wearing these against Houston? And his response is, and I quote, meh.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Bailey versus Nia Jax. I know you don't like Nia Jax. You say she hurts people and all that kind of stuff. And you know what? She has
Can I
hurt
say this?
some people.
And I mean this sincerely. She's gotten dramatically better. She's gotten dramatically better. I'm not saying she's still not got some room to.
She also seems to
get better.
have a thing for blondes because now she's with Tiffy. So yeah.
You know what time it is?
It's not Tiffy time. It
Not
could be
yet.
though.
Could be. It's
It
coming.
could be.
It's coming.
She might tip the scales to make it to where Nia Jax actually wins the championship. But then you get Tiffany versus Nia Jax, which could be a fun match. I'm going Nia Jax to win this. I think Bailey, her fight happens a lot. The fight to get to the championship is such a good story, but when they get the championship, it just kind of stops. It kind of stalls, and I don't think there's anything else they can do with Bailey because she's not feuding with her old faction anymore. It's just
I agree with all that, but my other question is also, what is Bailey right now? Like, what is she? She's not a tweener. She's not a face. She's just, right now it just kind of feels like she's there. She's just there holding the belt. So because of that reason, I agree with you. I'm going to go Nia Jax.
All right. The next match is for the United States Championship. We got Rob's boy, Logan Paul.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you freaking dare.
What? I can't.
Don't you dare.
The versus. Yeah! So LA Knight versus Logan Paul should be a good match. They don't know what to do with LA Knight. I will say again, putting him up against Roman Reigns was an absolute mistake. They were going somewhere with this fight when LA Knight showed up in Logan Paul's pool. That was great.
That was great.
And then it just kind of fizzled out.
I agree.
So
you had a real Stone Cold Booker in the grocery store vibe going for a hot minute there.
I don't want to say this. I really don't, but I think LA Knight wins the belt.
I am also going with Los Angeles Knight. I agree. And all I need to say is, yeah.
I missed it. That was weird. I'm looking at the page and looking at that at the same time. I'm just having a rough day. It's because it's my Friday too. WWE International Championship. Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. It's breaker time. Sami Zayn, again, I mean, although the last couple of weeks have been pretty good with him helping out Jay and things like that, he's more help a guy out than he is carrying a championship successfully. And it's just a little boring right now. It just is. And Braun Breaker is not boring.
Here's the problem you bump into with a guy like a Sami Zayn. Once the underdog wins and they're not the underdog anymore, what do you do there?
Yeah.
Right? You can't say my guy beat Gunther. He beat Braun Breaker. Has he beat him twice or beat him once?
He's beat him once. Yeah.
Beat him once. Like once the underdog gets a title and then wins a couple where he's the underdog coming in, it's not an underdog story anymore. And what's the appeal there? So I agree. This is the beginning of the Braun Breaker era. I want to pick something different than you, but I also don't want to lose.
Oh, this next one is going to be interesting. Friends of the show wrestling each other for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Friend of the show, Damian Priest, who we had right there in the studio, going up against Gunther, who we also had right there in the studio. Both those guys were awesome. Great interviews. A lot of fun with them being here. How do you pick this match? Well, let me tell you how. I'm going to, and you already did that. We're not going to disagree again.
Dang it.
It is Gunther time. This is the beginning of the end of that we thought would be the beginning of the end of Judgment Day. We might see things come. We probably will see things come apart this weekend and this will be the beginning of it. And yeah, I'm going with Gunther.
I did the thing first so that we would.
There is no more Imperium as far as we can tell.
Don't need it. Don't need it. He's still the ring general. I'm going with Gunther here, and I'm going with Gunther here for a number of reasons. Not the least of which is that dude's earned a title run. And as much as I love Damian, great guy, like you mentioned, came in, hung out, super nice to us while he was here. As much as I enjoy Damian Priest, I don't know how much further the belt helps the Judgment Day breakup story unless you're going to do the Rhea and Damian go off as the two big champs elsewhere if she takes it off of Liv Morgan, and they kind of do their own thing away from Judgment Day. But I don't think you need the belt on Damian to tell that story. Gunther is the dude who elevates that based on what he's done. I am going with the ring general.
All right. Zach says, what if Nia won because Tiffany helps her somehow, and then Tiffany attacks her and cashes in? That would be great. I forgot about her having the money in the bank. So that would be excellent. It would. 3 matches to go. This one, I should care more about it, but the promo Monday really kind of ruined it for me. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre with Seth Rollins as the special guest referee. I would rather have just seen these guys in like a no disqualification match without Seth Rollins being involved.
I mean, it's a hard match to pick because Seth becomes the wild card here, right? And he can come out and do the I'm gonna be rules are mine. I can do whatever I want. Like, he never said I'm playing fair, right? He said you will abide by my decisions. He never said those decisions are going to be fair back and forth. I am because I'm going to tell you, McIntyre v Punk feels like the most like genuine two dudes that don't like each other thing they've got going right now.
It's very hard to pick though.
Scottish Psychopath. Give me Drew McIntyre.
Me too.
Oh, come on,
Yeah,
man.
it's all right. It's okay. I mean, we're of one mind, one accord until the next match. All right. WWE Women's World Championship, Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. This is it. We've been leading into the end of the Judgment Day. This is when the plans come about. It's when they happen. The whole thing about Dom saying, doing what he did and Liv crying. We're going to find out that the clubhouse wasn't destroyed by Liv Morgan. This is all a setup. It's all an inside job to get rid of Rhea and to get rid of Damian Priest so that one guy named Finn Balor can take the lead of the Judgment Day where he should have been. Yes. And Liv Morgan wins this match. Because of interference, Liv Morgan wins and retains the championship. Can you do it? Can you go against mommy?
See, here's this problem that I bump into here. The problem is I'm the Bill Goldberg of doing this. All right. I'm undefeated as long as I've been picking wrestling matches on the Upstate Bowl on this show and the Upstate Bowl.
I beat you before, but other people lost. So don't act like you've never. Yes, I have beat you before. Do I need to go back in history? I am willing to do the research, but it doesn't matter if I beat you or you beat me if other people lose to us.
All right. So I've picked this card perfect so far. The bad news
You
is
think so?
so have you. So I got to go. Do I go with my heart and pick mommy, or do I go with my keep the unbeaten streak or the no loss streak alive?
Or do you go with the image of Daisy Dukes in your head?
That little twirl, though. That little twirl changed the world. All right. That little twirl made the folks at Netflix go, uh-oh, maybe we did a bad. Any of you ever tell her I said this? I will fight you on sight. You will catch these hands. You will get that smoke. But my pride in victory outweighs the love in my heart. Liv Morgan.
All right. And finally, Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. Cody Rhodes wins.
Yeah, obviously. There's no excitement there. Unless they do something absolutely wild.
They could. Roman Reigns returns. I mean,
That's my thing. If Roman Reigns returns,
all that stuff that Solo's been talking.
or does he help him and go, still family, right? He's screwed up, but he's still family.
Maybe. Or another brother shows up who was recently signed.
Roman Reigns, by the way, minus 200 to appear in the ring.
Mhm.
Jake Paul is minus 300 to show up and help Logan. Does that change your thoughts on that match, Jenny?
No. We've seen Jake Paul try to help before. It's ugly.
Here's my favorite thing. You can bet on which weapon Dominic uses to interfere in the Rhea Ripley match. You want the numbers on those?
Yeah.
Fist plus 200, chair plus 250, a kick plus 400, belt 5-1, brass knucks 7-1, a table 10-1. He throws the referee into the match 12-1. Mr. Fuji Salt 33-1.
Wow. I'm gonna go with referee there.
Back after this to wrap it all up on the Rob Brown Show on the Fan Upstate. Cleveland. At least we're not Detroit. What a text.
Yeah, because if they were Detroit, one of the greatest broadcasters of all time would be covering SummerSlam. Oh, wouldn't that be great? We need to look and see if there are any wrestling events that happen in Detroit anytime soon that he'd be sent to cover. You were all excited to put it on golf. How many times have you really looked up there?
I've been looking at it the whole time.
Yeah, I've just looked up and it's still golf. If it was swimming or mountain biking or even the 3-on-3 thing, which I watched some more of yesterday. Yeah, it's not good.
Did you see old Jimmer getting his injury worked on?
I did not.
Go look up Jimmer Fredette on Twitter.
I don't want to.
Do it. It's the best.
Oh, man. Oh, well. Good extra segment. Oh, yeah. I didn't realize that was him.
Yeah.
I just saw the headline. I'm not looking at the video. Yeah, I didn't realize that was him. It just out of the corner of my eye earlier, I was like, what in the world? Because I don't know Jimmer Fredette.
Jimmer Fredette.
It's like some white dude, which basically describes him. Cheat motion is now officially cheating.
Say that again.
Cheat motion is now officially cheating, according to Pro Football Talk. The revised rulebook is language aimed at ending pre-snap CFL-style cheat motion used by teams like the Dolphins and the 49ers. Was it good times, James? I don't know. What?
Yeah, I do remember. For the record, nothing I said was wrong. It was just temporary.
It was accurate at the time. Premature is what it was.
Team USA basketball last night get the win over South Sudan. That brings them to 2-0, all but assures that they will be moving into the knockout round. Steph Curry stunk up the gym last night, 0 for 6 from range. And I'm at the point now that despite the fact that I defend Steph Curry from the vicious mockery of the great one Lonzo on a daily basis, I gotta send Steph to the pine, man. Drew Holiday's getting the start for me from now on.
Not going to happen though. We'll see, but I don't think that Steve Kerr is going to bench his own guy.
It's a really interesting spot because on one hand, like obviously Steve's got to be thinking about the fact that he's back with Golden State next year. Steph's back with Golden State next year. But at the same time, I would argue to every coach and every player, if you are going to take over Team USA basketball, really any Olympic sport that is played by the pros, if you're going to take over Team USA basketball, I think you have got to have the rocks to look one of your own guys in the face and go, dude, if you suck, you get benched, man. If you suck, you're riding pine. I can't have you out there stinking up the gym. You're my guy. You're my boy. I love you. We'll see you in the next one. But if you're stinking up the court, you got to go. I have already seen Steph at least once get pulled out of the game, walk over to Steve-O, give him the look. And Steve sends him right back in. Like, as much of a I think, good job as Steve Kerr is doing so far, that's the kind of stuff that makes you want to have a change, even if you win gold. If you don't have the rocks to look Steph in the face and go, I know you want to go back in. I know this is a legacy thing for you. I know this matters to you a lot. But, my guy, you're 0 for 6 from range. The only reason you're here is to go 5 of 6 from range. You're 0 for 6. I got the greatest Olympic basketball player of all time, Kevin Durant, on the bench for you. I can't do that. I can't have that guy coming off the pine for you if you're not doing the one thing you're supposed to do.
Bench him for that Livingston guy.
Good old Tyrese Livingston Burton from Indiana. Hall of Fame game tonight. I'm watching. Let me rephrase that. I'm watching because it's been too long since football's been on the TV. But no Caleb Williams, no starters for the Bears. Don't know what the Texans are going to do. Don't care. Give me 53 guys trying to make the 53-man roster, and I'll watch.
Beginning, as we have said, it was foretold, the beginning of many Thursdays to come with football.
Not a Thursday sans football until February. LFG.
That's a long time.
That's a lot of Thursdays. So we got tonight. Carolina's preseason kicks off next Thursday. Oh, BT Dub, since we're here. Tonight, Panther Fan Fest, Clemson, South Carolina. I will be there with Real Diesel doing Wire to Wire with Cole Bryson and Diesel Without Cole with Rob Brown tonight from 3 to 7 from Fan Fest at Clemson. Very much looking forward to that this evening. Make sure you join us here on the Fan Upstate from 3 to 7. Practice at 6:30. If you don't have your tickets, you can get them on the Panther website and come out, watch practice, watch the gang. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited about that. We'll be live from 3 to 7. Off tomorrow. We'll return to you triumphantly and with great volume and enthusiasm on Monday.
And now, the Rob Brown Show presents Twitter.
For now, it's time for the last What the X of the week. I will ask Rob. Yeah, like you're not really that upset about it. I'll ask Rob what's Xing.
Don't give a
and he will tell you, yeah, that's probably more close to the point. All right, the first thing that's Xing is Wyndham Clark.
Wyndham Clark played golf today, and he's not playing golf exceptionally well as of right now. He was the only American that was over par earlier. Now, I don't know if he's done something. I've not seen anything jump up that has taken him in the other direction. Xander Schauffele, the other American, one of the other Americans playing -7 through 14, second on the leaderboard with plenty of chances to catch up with Hideki Matsuyama. Scotty Scheffler shot a 4 under in round number 1. I'm Colin Morikawa 1 under through 14. Wyndham Clark +4 on the day.
+4 is still playing better than Steph Curry. I just want to point that out.
I hate that you're, for the first time in all the times you've talked about Steph Curry, not wrong about that.
All right. The next thing that's Xing is Ricochet.
Okay. Follow me on this one. Ricochet is not trending because Ricochet did anything impressive. Ricochet is trending because right now Ricochet is currently engaged to Samantha Irvin, WWE ring
I
announcer.
thought they were already married. It could be wrong.
Oh, they married? I thought they were engaged. Either way, he is in a committed relationship with WWE ring announcer Samantha Irvin, who is, and I did the research on this, verified smoke show. Well, old Sammy Gal on the X has taken to posting what the kids call thirst traps, including one where she's naked. She's naked. And taking a picture of herself. Now, she's got her hair covering the lady bits, and she's like turned to the side, so you kind of get the butt in profile, but like nothing gratuitous, but she's very clearly in the buff. And everybody is in one of two teams. Either Team A, Ricochet, or on Team B, Ricochet. Dude, come on, man. Come on. You're getting it's not good. It's not good.
You'll never be as acrobatic as him. That could be a selling point. I don't know.
Oh, Samantha Irvin.
So anyway, don't look up Samantha Irvin if you're at work.
I'm not here to tell you how to live.
Dude, don't do it.
I'm not here to tell you how to live.
Do not fall for that. Because,
I'm not here to tell you how to live.
Because I did. And but it's okay because the boss is a wrestling fan.
Research purposes.
Absolutely. All right. The next thing that is Xing is Tony Khan.
Tony Khan is Xing for one of a few reasons. I'm not sure which one.
It's a major one that we talked about yesterday.
Okay. Tony Khan apparently had a meeting with one Shane McMahon either yesterday or the day before at a Dallas airport, a meeting in a private office of a private Dallas, like a rich people Dallas airport. And apparently he and Shane O'Mac had a meeting together, leading many to speculate that we could hear "Here Comes the Money" potentially at Wembley. Is that a gigantic coup for AEW? I don't really think so.
All right. So Shane McMahon has confirmed the meeting and has also put out there what supposedly they talked about.
Which was what?
Business.
So he didn't put a damn thing
No,
out there.
I can't remember the exact quote, and I can't get it back in time because
Here comes the money.
Yeah.
Here comes the money.
My favorite memes about this is I now own AEW. That's my favorite one.
Oh man, it's gonna be weird.
And
it's gonna be weird.
And finally, I said I wasn't going to do it, but I got to just because I have a chance to say this again.
Samantha Irvin.
Hose for Harris.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hose for Harris.
Yeah, it's a different thing.
It's trending.
Look,
yes. It was trending yesterday, but it was trending as twerking, but they've changed it to hose for Harris. Because there are whites for Harris and there are other things. So hose for Harris. I don't know who coined the phrase, but it's trending.
I know exactly who coined the phrase. And we'll end the show right there.
Do you? What's his name? What's her name?
Demographic.
What's their name?
People who got real mad at twerking. All right. Y'all let Megan Thee Stallion twerk. Let her live. Let her do her thing. She made a lot of money twerking. If I could get paid that much money to twerk, I'd twerk all the time.
Maybe you should twerk right now. No, you probably shouldn't.
I'd probably throw a hip out or something. Hey, that's it for us. We're off tomorrow. We'll be back on Monday. Carolina Panther Fan Fest tonight from Clemson. Diesel and I, the real Diesel and I, will be there on air from 3 to 7. If you're coming out, please come find us and say hello.
Especially while they're talking live on the air, because that's the best time to come and say hello. If you see their mouths moving, they're probably on air. Come up and say, hey, until you're acknowledged.
You're a winner, man. You're the real deal. You're picking up chicks.
Y'all have a great weekend. Don't drink and drive. I'll punch you in the face. See you back here Monday to do it all over again, but better. For Lonzo, I'm Rob. It's the Rob Brown Show. It's the Fan Upstate.
I really don't give a.
Was Ricochet future endeavored by Sam That's what the internet is making fun of him for.
Yeah, I still say that I think she's trying to get fired, but we'll see.
She's been posting thirst traps forever.
Not like this, though. Not.
I mean,
not
she's-
like this.
she is more covered in this photo than she is in some of her swimsuit photos.
Okay, because I haven't seen. This is the only time I've ever seen her trending. She's popped up on my feed usually about her reactions
Yeah.
to things in the ring or how she announces Chelsea Green or something like that.
Which is
but
so good, by the way.
it is.
Oh, man. All right, boys and girls, I got a jet because I got to go put in promos, and then I got to get my happy behind on the road to Seatown. So thank you guys for being here. You're all spectacular people. We appreciate you as always. I hope you have a lovely weekend. If you're at FanFest, please come see me. Say hello. I'd love to meet you. If I already know you, I'd love to see you again. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.